All right, welcome. This is episode 1 of Primal Perspectives, brought to you by Evan, the T-Rex Singleton, and Matt, the Buffalo Mullen. This is our first go at it for today. We're looking forward to it. This has been in the works for a while.
Yeah, it has. I remember when you came up with the idea at the gym, and I thought it was a really good idea. Pretty much no thought behind it as to how we were going to do this, but luckily we ran into the right people, and we made it happen. So we were able to bring this to you. It is the Strongest Man on Earth 2025, and the up-and-coming strong man himself. We are going to be talking about all things in every category. It could be music, strongman, weightlifting. It could be physical fitness. I have sent out an Ask Me Anything on my social medias to see if you guys have any questions for us. And that's probably a trend that we will continue going throughout the entire podcasting. We'll just keep getting your guys' perspectives and all of that. So without further ado,
let's get into it. I mean, first of all, shout out to Brandon from Vesta Video, because we have been building this for a little bit, and we pick up things for a living, or I tell people how to pick up things for a living. And we have no idea about any equipment or anything like that. No. This fucking room looks insane. We have, well, yes, obviously the gun rack is very cool. There's a lot of cool stuff. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
This is being filmed at my house.
This setup of like equipment is far beyond what I thought it was.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. This is easily like film quality equipment, easily.
I genuinely thought it was going to be like camera, maybe 2, some mics, call it good. But there's lighting and shit. This is fucking crazy. But we'll get into it. So it's the first episode, it's a pilot. So we have to do an intro.
This is definitely for the people who are tuning in for the first time. They might be a little bit familiar with my story. For any new listeners who obviously don't know who I am and maybe just stumbled upon this podcast and just want to get a little bit more of an insight as to who I am, as well as you. Relatively new to the strongman scene, so this would be a really good platform to be able to introduce yourself. So, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. Super new to the strongman scene. I've only been doing strongman for what, 7-8 months now,
give or take.
Yeah. So it's felt like a long time, but it's only like a snapshot into it. We've been through a lot already as it is, which is really crazy. But original origin story is I'm a New England kid, so originally born in Connecticut, lived most of my life in Vermont. Not a whole lot going on up there. There's like maple syrup, Ben & Jerry's is tight, if you like Ben & Jerry's, and if you like Bernie Sanders, like that's Vermont. There it is.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Is it soda or pop?
Soda.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you're not a degenerate.
No, I'm not.
You're not a paper boy from the 1920s.
Let's already just eliminate a region of people that will like us. Let's just, if you call
let's just cut them right out. We'll get through every demographic of every type of person at some point in this podcast.
Yeah, if you call it pop, like just skip it.
Yeah, just go to the next podcast.
I'm just kidding. But I'm not. Soda's great. I like cola. I like calling it cola. Which I feel like is just like the proper version.
The pop and soda people will band together against you.
You think so?
I'm really? A soda person, and I would take sides with the pop people to destroy all of you.
A crisp, ice cold cola. Come on.
Are you talking about Coca-Cola, or are you talking about like actually like calling all soda cola?
No, I like a Diet Cola. I would say Diet Coke, but like if I was in maybe a fancy restaurant, I'd say can I have a cola, but. Or if I need like a Sprite, like a clear cola, I think it's just funny to like throw in there. But
I just want to snatch your ankles.
That's why I keep it soda. But from Vermont originally, grew up in a pretty like normal household. I mean, my dad was a blue collar guy. He's a truck driver for my entire life, long distance. So we didn't really like see him that much. But he was one of those guys where he didn't really like speak that much. But like when he spoke, it was like. Yes, sir. Like, we're going to listen to you.
Yeah, that sternness.
Yeah, he's just like old school blue collar biker dude, West Coast chopper guy. Why, like I'm representing today, but mom is a saint. She still, I just talked to her last night about already asking me about like Christmas items, and I'm like, I'm 27. Like, why do you really care about that?
You are never too old to get Christmas presents, dude.
I'm not going to say no to presents.
Exactly.
But it's just like, it's not even like Thanksgiving yet, and we're talking about whatever. She likes to prep it, but I'm in the middle of three siblings, or two siblings. I have two siblings, an older brother and a younger sister. Older brother is 3 years older than me. My younger sister's 9 years younger than me. So there's like quite the difference.
There's a little bit of an age there.
It's brief with her. I mean, to be honest, like we had a really like struggled with like relationship, like me and her, because she's just like a different era. You know, like me and my brother,
different generation. Yeah.
Totally. Like me and my brother were like hip, and you know, by the time Ava was 6 years old or whatever, we're in college. So it was quite tough. But now that she's older now and in college, like the relationship's great. But
fair.
Yeah, that was an interesting dynamic. Started as a football guy, played football forever. It was kind of my calling. My dad, when he realized I was bigger than my older brother, he just was like, "This is a barbell. You're training with the big guys now." So immediately put me into strength training, and I'm glad he did. We talked about it the other day at the Gym 5 thing, where like I almost resented it for a long time. I did, honestly, because I thought it felt like it was work and it wasn't like fun, or I felt like in a way I was forced to do it. So in a way I built resentment, but now looking back at it for what I do now, I'm a strength and conditioning coach and a functional strength coach. I'm pretty stoked that he forced me to do that because I've learned a lot, and those things translate now. I feel like I have a good idea with like younger athletes. I'm like, I know what you're going through more or less than people that have maybe picked it up late in life.
Yeah.
So that was good. Went to college for a year, played football, had the typical like blew my knee out story. And
did you used to bench 405 too?
No, yeah, no, horrible bencher. It was always against my recruitment grade. I was good at power cleaning and like snatches, I think, but I was just kind of a fast fat guy. I ran. I mean, I say at the time I was 335. Right now I'm pushing like 345. So
yeah,
doesn't really make sense. But yeah, so I was good at football. It was something I really liked doing. Blew the leg out. Kind of lost all the love of the sport. All my injuries in football were because somebody else wasn't doing their job.
Yeah.
So it was really tough for me to have 3 knee surgeries, and they were all because the guy next to me didn't do their homework.
That's what you get for playing team sports.
So I retired, and I decided being an alcoholic was way better. So,
okay, Dad.
Yeah, I decided that drinking and doing a bunch of hard drugs was the more efficient route in my life, which was not the right answer. And
no shit.
Yeah, I did that for a while, and I blew up, got really, really big, and just like I had one of those moments where I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, "That guy's fucking disgusting," and it kind of snapped me out of it. I have friends even to this day where they talk about it, where they're like, "Dude, you just came in one day and you're like, I'm tired of being this dude." So I started cutting weight, started just running and training again and getting back into it. And funny enough that we're doing a podcast, Joe Rogan, I listened to a lot of his stuff back then. And he was like, if you're trying to get back into something, like try jiu-jitsu. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me try jiu-jitsu. In my brain, my athletic background would translate well, which it did. My conditioning was not what it used to be, so I like was puking every single session that I was going into. But I did a few, and I realized, like, okay, this could be an avenue. And my coaches there were like, you know, if you trim weight and make weight, this could be an avenue for you to like fight. So, being the brawn man that I was,
I don't know who you're flexing for.
My coach was like, go roll with this chick. I mean, she was a purple belt. 135 pounds.
Oh, please tell me she ragdolled.
And I told the coach, I was like, dude, I'll flatline this chick. Like, I'll throw her against the wall. And he's like, well, don't like fucking rock bottom her ass, but like roll with her. And I was like, okay, 30 seconds out like a light, unconscious, asleep, woke up, was like, oh my god, there's so many levels to this.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people, 90% of people will be like, fuck that, I'm out. Like, I'm not doing that shit, you know? To me, it was like, okay, if I want to be this guy, like, I'm going to face dudes that are my size and they can do what she can do. So it's not going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I need to fix this. So it really kind of motivated me to keep going and keep going and keep going. I ended up getting down to like 245. That was like my fighting weight.
Nice.
Yeah, which was like pretty crazy. Looking at the pictures now, I'm like, my God, my cheeks were like sunken in and shit. And I looked disgusting. And I did that for a while. At that point, I started getting into more of the coaching side of things and learning more and more about it, finding some mentors that I really liked, and compounding things one after another, which led me to this journey down to Nashville. getting invited down here to come to learn how to coach more and be better at the craft. And I did that for the better part of 2.5 years. I just hit 3 years in Nashville the 7th of November, which is crazy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 3 years. I'm almost a native. But yeah, I learned a lot from the guy that I was down here from, and unfortunately we had a big falling out, which really sucks. I won't go too much into it, but I'm very appreciative of everything I learned in that experience. I'm glad that I did it. It taught me a lot of things. Going into business with friends is very, very tough.
Hell yeah, it is.
I assume that he's going to see this out there, which is fine with. I have no bad blood. I feel like I did what I could for his company, and I made it as best as I could when I was there. And I didn't think there was going to be anything else more for me there. So I needed to move on and challenge myself with something new. So I took a leap and just left. And I almost hung it up coaching. I was like, I don't have any clients. I wasn't going to be the guy that was going to try to snake people from this guy. It's not who I am. So at the time, we had a different coach. And we were training with Mr. Dirks, Adam Dirks. Also, no bad blood with Dirks. Dirks is a good guy, good coach. It just wasn't a good fit for us over the long run. But he brought me to the Saturday strongman list. At the time, I was prepping for a powerlifting meet, which I'm sure we'll get to it. Evan's a huge fan of powerlifting.
Yeah, powerlifting is a both waste of energy, it is a waste of time. You are a sub-athlete if you compete in powerlifting, and just know that I hate you to your core.
All right, another region of people that we can just say...
I told you, we were going to get through everybody. I told you that.
Yeah, well, here we go. Yeah, this is who we are. These are primal perspectives. So I was prepping for a powerlifting meet. He brought me to this Saturday lift, and we were training at a surplus at the time. And
warehouse.
Yeah, in the warehouse, shitty, dusty, crusty.
I can't tell you the amount of times that I would post a video of me doing a yoke or something in the warehouse, and people leaving a comment on my post like, "Oh, I didn't realize that they let you train at Lowe's."
Yeah, dude.
I got so many comments like that.
Dude, when I heard that Adam was your coach, and I saw we were training, I was like, dude, we're training in a fucking Amazon warehouse right now. What? I mean, where are we?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
But it does go to show you that it doesn't really matter what the paint on the walls look like. No. It doesn't matter what you have. If you just have what you need, the bare minimum, you can be the best out there. And you'd proven that time and time again, where you were trained out of shitholes.
Yep.
And you were still winning events and you're making it happen. So coming from a blue-collar background, I never really looked at the paint. I was just like, I just need weights.
Yeah. I was always like that too. I'm like, my favorite gyms to train in are the hole-in-the-wall gyms. Yeah. It's like barely any paint on the wall, and if it is, it's chipping off. The equipment's kind of older. Some of the shit is rusty.
Yeah.
Like I like the hole-in-the-wall warehouse type of look. Like where I started training strongman at McMillan's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's very similar to that. It's a giant facility. It has every single piece of equipment you could ever fucking want. It's got turf and all that. But it's like a hole-in-the-wall warehouse look to it. And I love that.
Some of that feel. Yeah. And it has this, I think it has a distinct smell to it. And you're
100%. It smells like metal.
Yeah, you're like, this is...
And you know what? It smells like blood.
Yeah, it does.
It smells like blood.
It smells like dirt. It smells like blood. It smells like sweat. It just people have gone in there and they've gotten after it. And that's where I want to be. I don't want to be somewhere where it's pristine, because it just feels like it's not weathered. I want things that have been worked. But anyways, Adam actually kind of step back a little bit. I met you one Saturday before we trained together, and it was, I think, 2 weeks out or 2 or 3 weeks out from, maybe it could have been a Giants Live event. Okay. Was there a Giants Live before Worlds?
Not that I would have been competing in. It was Arnold.
It was the Arnold. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, it was the Arnold. So you were, I think, week out. You were deloading. So you weren't even training. You were just coming in, I think, just mobility, just kind of getting ready to go. And I remember you walked in, and Adam was like, Evan will be here at 11. We're like, great, cool. And we had finished training at that point. We were getting ready to go. And you walked in, I think it was 2 giant-ass thermoses. And you sat your ass down at the desk, or this fucking workbench table, and you just started eating.
Yep.
And he just opened this shit up, this giant thermos, and he just started eating. And I was like, God damn, that's what it takes. Okay, this dude's traveling with 8 pounds of food. And I remember just being like, what's up? You had this signature just howdy, howdy. And that was the end of it. I was like, okay. So I went home, and I was like, wow, that was crazy. What a fucking giant of a human being. Holy shit. Yeah. Aww. I mean, I've always been a bigger dude, and then you see someone like that, and you're like, I am far less as big as that guy. But then after the Arnold, we got to training. There was a session where Adam, I think he just had to go, and he was like, "Matt, what do you got going on?" And I actually like blew my back out that day. It really fucked up my back. We were deadlifting, right? Yeah, we were deadlifting. And Adam was like, "Hey, do you got anything going on?" And you were there, and I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm busy. I'll change my fucking plans. So I was like, I'm wide open. So Adam was like, all right, Evan, like, this is Matt. He's trying to learn the strongman ropes, put him through it, make him work. I didn't complain on a thing.
I did.
Yeah, and you did. And
no, you didn't complain. You complained one bit.
Bro, blown out back. I can barely stand up. I'm loading these plates.
Keep in mind, also, for context, for everybody that's listening to this, I did not know that you blew your back out until like months later.
Yeah. Horrible. Like,
I wouldn't have made you do shit if I knew that.
Like 2 hours before this, I couldn't stand up off the ground. Like, I was just like, it was horrible.
At any point did you think that it would have probably been noteworthy to mention that to me?
I just come up, like, I don't know if it's the background I come from. I was just like, just suck it up, dude. Like, you're not gonna have an opportunity to do this, so shut up. I can go home later and lay down and bitch about it, but I'm gonna do this. So I'm loading the fucking stones of steel. I'm loading the Husafelt. I'm loading the log and all this shit, and we're pulling. And I'm like, I can't fucking move. Like my whole body is broken. And then we get to the stone of steel, and you're like, all right, you're going to try the stone of steel. So I'm like, I'm trying the stone of steel today. So
Is that why you didn't go that heavy?
No, I didn't.
Did you use your back at all?
Yeah, I think we only got up to 200 pounds, and I was like, oh, it's good for today. Like, I'm pretty sore.
I actually remember that, yeah.
I was like, the deadlifts really took it out of me, man. I'm going to chill out. And, I mean, from there, you just asked me, I must have went well enough for you to ask me if I was training again that week. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, I just quit my job. I have all the time to work.
I remember that too.
I was like, you just tell me where to be and I'll fucking be there. And I mean, kind of the rest is history from there. There's history. That's kind of how we have come into intertwinedness now. Yeah, I didn't know that you didn't know that my back was blown out. I remember I told you after that.
And I remember when you told me, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like so bad. It was crazy. Live and you learn. Yeah. But that's how we got there. So leading up into or transitioning to that, like, let's hear your origin story. People who haven't heard it before, like, you've been through a lot.
Oh yeah. So I've told this story many times, but I have no problem saying it again. It is my story. I live and breathe it. So I am Evan the T-Rex Singleton. I am the current strongest man on earth. I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was born 13 pounds and 24 inches long.
God.
Yep.
Damn, God bless your mom.
Yeah. Natural birth. Natural birth, not C-section. So.
God damn, Mama T-Rex.
Yeah. Oh, so I've got two funny stories behind my size when I was born. So one was my mom tells the story of nurses putting me in the middle in between two twins that were probably 6.5, 7 pounds, and just having them right next to the window. All three of us were right next to the window, so people could walk by and see the difference.
Oh my God.
Of how big I was.
Did they know from there? They were like, this kid's gonna be.
No, that's where the second story comes.
Okay.
So the second story. So my mom and my dad were trying to think of names for me, and this was before I was born. And my mom was enormous, obviously, because the child that came out was enormous. And they had joked. They joked. They weren't serious about this, but they joked about naming me Stud Singleton. Get this, because they knew I was going to be a pro wrestler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
How much foreshadowing went into that?
Dude, that's crazy.
That's wild, right?
You wouldn't even need to come up with a wrestling name. Stud Singleton.
Yeah, Stud Singleton. I would just went in like John Cena
that's
or Randy Orton.
That
just would have been my actual ring name. Yeah.
That's fucking unbelievable.
Stud Singleton. I was almost Stud Singleton.
Wow.
Stunning Stud Singleton.
Still time to change it.
No. I absolutely am not doing that at all.
Amazing.
But, yeah, so I was born October 9th, 1992. Right now I'm 33, and I feel like I'm 76 with all the weightlifting and injuries that I've had, but that's beside the point. Growing up, I grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so I grew up next to the Amish. No, I feel like I have to make a point to say this. I never was fucking Amish. Don't ask me if I was ever Amish. I will chop you in your throat.
You churned a little bit of butter, though, no?
Maybe.
Primal perspective.
Oh, God. So I grew up next to the Amish. It was primarily like a lot of farming in my area growing up. When I grew up in Lancaster, it was a very small town. It's grown exponentially since then.
Okay.
I played every sport growing up. but I was very good at wrestling. Wrestling was the standout sport for me, so that was obviously what I put all my attention into. Because of my size and strength, and for being as big as I was very athletic, so I was constantly harassed by the coaches and the players to come out for football. I've tried it a couple of different times. It just never fit for me.
Yeah.
Never fit for me. My dad's a huge football fan. I could not get into it.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't like team sports, and I think football's boring. So,
fair enough. Yeah.
To be honest with you, the only sports that I watch are weightlifting related sports like strongman, powerlifting, stuff like that, Olympic lifting, and MMA.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 sports I watch. Everything else is just mind numbing to me.
That's fair.
I can't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So, I did everything, but I really, really liked wrestling, and I stood out in wrestling. But there was one thing that I always really, really liked was pro wrestling. I was always a fan of the WWF, WWE.
Yeah.
Big wrestling fan. I mean, Kane was my favorite. Kane was my favorite.
Big Red Machine.
Big Red Machine, yeah. Hellfire,
Mayor of Knoxville.
Hellfire and Brimstone. Mayor of Knoxville. I'm actually, side note, I'm actually trying to figure out when his next appearance is going to be so that I can go and actually meet him.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love that. Even if it's just a quick 5 minutes.
Would you low-key like size up Kane?
No.
No, you wouldn't? Okay.
No, I have wait for what that man has indirectly done to influence my life. I would never try to do anything disrespectful.
Oh, yeah. No.
Ever.
He's a big-ass dude, though.
He's like 6'10".
Yeah.
He's about 6'10".
Imagine that guy walking into like a congressional meeting, just like.
Well, I saw a video of him doing like giving some kind of a speech at a podium on a stage and everything like that, and a stage hand. It was a skit. Sure. So a stage-hand comes up and tries to like usher him off. So he pulls his old wrestling mask out from under the podium, puts it on, and choke slams the dude through a table on stage. And I just lost my shit. I thought that was so funny. How do you not vote for somebody that does shit like that?
That's my mayor.
That is my mayor.
That's awesome.
But Kane was a big influence on me. I was also influenced by guys like Randy Orton. I liked Bill Goldberg, Batista. Yeah. I liked guys like that. I liked the big monsters, but I also liked the characters of Kane and Randy Orton because this was around the time where Randy Orton was doing like that menace, shaved head. He was fucking slick. Yeah, the Adonis pose. But that's when he was kicking fuckers in the head, from a running start.
Oh my god.
So I liked stuff like that. I was able to relate to characters like that. Because of my upbringing, I have an older sister. Try to compact as much childhood trauma into a short amount of time.
I didn't dump into mine either too much.
Just a little bit because it builds perspective of who I am as a person and how I got so fucked up.
Yeah.
I have an older sister, and without getting into too much detail, growing up, she had a lot of issues and mental and personality, and that kind of bled into the family dynamic that we had. So growing up, my parents both worked. My dad worked in a plastic and sheet metal mill, so he worked long, hard hours.
Blue collar.
Yep, blue collar. My mom was a mortgage broker, so she worked long hours at the office. They'd both come home exhausted. And then they would spend the rest of their time while they were awake trying to wrangle my sister, just keep her out of trouble the best that she could. She always ended up finding it anyway.
Got it. Yeah.
But I was an easy kid growing up. I followed the rules for the most part. If you gave me like a video game and like a pizza or something like that, like you just put me in front of the TV and you wouldn't have to worry about me. So I was an easy kid. So it was easy for my parents to just kind of push me to the side while they focused on my sister. And that kind of led to some issues down the road where I'm hyper independent almost to a fault. I don't like asking for help from anybody, but I have a hard time connecting with people. I have a very hard time connecting with people. Like it takes a lot of effort for me to even like walls down engage with you.
Sure.
So that takes a while. I also have a lot of trust issues too. And it also I'm putting all of my problems out there, but it also gave me like a strong desire to want to be like noticed, and I guess that kind of feeds into the strongman thing a little bit, where it's just like I want to be the best, so all the eyes are on me and all the focus is on me. So there's probably my little amateur psycho evaluation of myself.
We all have our moments.
But fast forwarding, after I graduated high school, I went to a wrestling school in Philadelphia, CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling. They are essentially the new aged ECW.
Sick.
They do all the crazy shit with the barbed wire, the fire, the broken glass shit. Like I remember
the
thumbtacks. I remember like my second or third night going to practice. They had a show that Saturday, right? And I went in on like a Thursday or a Friday before the show where they were getting all of the props ready. And I walked in and people were gluing like cut in half soda cans upwards onto tables and shit.
Oh my God.
They were putting like light bulbs on tables and they were like getting ready to put the barbed wire ropes on. And I was just like, where the fuck am I? But I ended up driving out there 3 days a week. So from Lancaster, Philadelphia was probably about an hour and 15, hour and a half one way.
Damn.
So I was driving 3 hours 4 times a week. 3 days I would go for training, and then on Saturdays we would have live performances. I never had a live show performance in front of a crowd until I got to WWE. So I was always helping. I was doing tickets. I was doing seats. I was ringside, doing stuff like that. And after about 6 months, someone comes, his name is Nick Burke, and I still love this dude to death for even helping me get this opportunity. He came in and he saw me, and he must have seen something in me that like sparked his interest, because he was like, hey man, my name is Nick. I just want to let you know I'm friends with the guy who runs talent relations for WWE. I think you have a really good look. I think you have a really bright future in this. If you're okay with it, I'd like to take your picture and I'd like to take your info and I'd like to send it out to this guy. And at that point, I was like, I don't have any leads to get to WWE yet. So whether this guy is like legitimate or he's full of shit, I don't have anything to lose.
Sure.
So why not send my stuff out? And sure enough, like maybe a week and a half after that, I got a phone call from the lead director of talent relations for WWE, and they offered me a 7-day tryout.
Damn.
So obviously I took that. I flew down to Tampa, Florida, where their training facility was. It was FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling at the time. I jumped into FCW, and for the first 3 days, I did a lot of in-ring training, showed them what I could do physically. And then one day we had a promo class, and then there wasn't any live shows scheduled that weekend, so we kind of had a free day where I just stayed at the hotel and lounged at the pool and enjoyed the food and all that.
Yeah.
And this was at 18 years old.
It's quite a step.
It's quite a step.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that I didn't, because of the way that I grew up, I didn't have a lot of stepping out of my comfort zone.
Sure.
So going to a state by myself to interact with people on a business perspective and all of that, and kind of putting myself out there was very, very new to me. Very new to me. And
I'm sure going from like nothing to like, in a way, I mean, from your perspective at the time, like to being like pampered as an athlete.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. At the time, it was like, wow, this is the good life. Yeah. This is how it works. Nice. And it's wild, right? So I end up going the week, and then I ended up coming back, and I was like, oh, good. Well, I just now I'm in the purgatory state where I'm just kind of like waiting to hear back whether they're interested, they're not interested, whatever. And sure enough, about a month and a half later, I got a call back from John Laurinaitis, the official director of talent relations for the WWE. He called me and he offered me a 3-year contract.
No shit.
So I packed up my car, I said my goodbyes, I drove down to Florida. I ended up moving in with one of the other guys who had just gotten recently signed. His name was Dante Dash. His real name's Tion. Great dude. I actually really miss that dude. If I'm not mistaken, I think he became a cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. In Florida, do you know?
I don't know if it was in. I don't know if it's in Florida. I think he went back home to where he was. I want to say it was New York, but I could be mistaken. But he became a police officer. So,
do you still have any contact with any of those guys?
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Nope.
Even with like what's going on in your life right now, have you ever heard from any of them? Or?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because at the Rogue Invitational, I think 2 years ago, the last time it was in Texas, right before one of the events, the MC of the event came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Evan Singleton used to be in WWE, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Seth Rollins, you know who Seth Rollins is?
Of course.
Me and Seth Rollins were in developmental together.
No shit.
So I wrestled Seth a lot.
No kidding. For those who don't know, Seth Rollins is like a superstar now.
Yeah, he's like what, top 3 in the company right now?
Yeah.
He's a huge fucking name.
He's a face, yeah.
And he came up to me and he asked me if I was Evan Singleton. I used to be in WWE, and I was like, yeah. He did that like a lifetime ago, and he was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, Seth Rollins and Cesaro.
Yeah, Cesaro. Holy shit. Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Cesaro both say that they're very happy for like your success, and it's really cool to see you achieving something. And I was just very blown back by that because, like, I didn't get into this yet, but I don't feel like I was very popular in the WWE because I didn't have wrestling lineage. I didn't spend any time on the independent circuit, and I didn't know a lot about the business like at all.
Yeah.
Like, I knew everything that I knew about wrestling. I just knew from being a fan and watching it. I had no idea how the industry actually worked. So those three things combined did not make me popular. A lot of guys didn't like me. And the fact that I got signed when I was 18.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
I wasn't liked.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Let's just call it what it was. I was not liked.
It's a very dog-eat-dog world, it seems, from the outside in. Even being a fan,
yeah.
just like, it's like...
It's terrible.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's really bad. But, I thought that was really cool, and I was like, that's really, really awesome. And the next time you talk to them, tell them that I said I'm really happy to see them doing so well. It's awesome to hear from them and all of that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I thought it was really cool that Seth and Cesaro actually fucking remembered me.
Sure.
First of all, because when I was in WWE, before I got hurt and had to get out of it, I wasn't a name. I didn't have anything built up. I did a very brief, like, couple of weeks worth of promos with Dusty Rhodes, but that was about it. I didn't really have an astounding wrestling career. I had a very hard time grasping the in-ring technicality of it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the ability to talk to your opponent during the match and like what moves to do where and how to transition into the next segment.
When you say talk to them, you mean like giving call outs to something?
Yeah,
like,
giving
I'm going to go for this.
Yes.
Or like, okay.
Yeah, so I had a hard time picking that up. I had a hard time putting matches together. I was really good at selling, and I was really good at I was good at performing the moves, and I was good at taking the moves. I was a very good seller. There was a couple of times I remember in practice where the coach would be in the ring with us, and we would be taking moves, and I would sell them how I thought they should be sold, and then the coach would come over and stop us and ask me if I was okay. I'd be like, yeah, I was just selling. I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, is this what we're supposed to be? Yeah.
But
you're doing your job too good. Stop.
Yeah. but to go back to the origin story, so I got signed at 18. I turned 19 when I really started getting heavy into it, and it was rocky for me, to say the least. I had a hard time adjusting to solo life and the responsibilities that I had now acquired, and trying to perform my best for the ring, because for the longest time it's just pro wrestling is what I've always wanted to do, and now that I'm actually doing it, I almost had a hard time like grasping it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
was it jarring at all to realize how like dog eat dog it was when you got there?
I think what made it so jarring was my lack of experience with that before.
Got it.
Like I had never been in an environment where like everybody could be out to get you.
Yeah.
So I wasn't prepared for that mentally or emotionally.
It's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
Dog eat dog, and the politics. I was not used to something having such strong politics.
Yeah.
I really wasn't. So that caused a lot of angst, I guess you could say. And about a year into my wrestling career, I was performing live, and I actually received a choke slam. And instead of landing, for anybody who doesn't know, a choke slam is when somebody grabs you by the throat, and then and as they dip to stand up and extend their arm, you're posting on their shoulder to get as high as you can, and then that person's supposed to guide you down to the mat on your back. I landed on the back of my head, and my head bounced against the mat, and it rattled my brain so bad that it gave me a hemorrhage in the left side of my brain.
Good God.
Yeah. So to this day, I still don't remember around 3 months from that night. 3 months on.
Jesus
I still
Christ.
don't have that memory. I don't remember how I got home. I don't remember seeing any doctors. Like, I don't remember anything at all.
How old were you?
19.
Fucking A, man.
I was 19.
Yeah, that's a big bump to take at 19.
Yeah. So...
And especially, like, at least when I was at that age, dude, you feel like you're a fucking superhuman.
Oh,
you know what
God,
I mean?
yeah.
I can take anything. Like,
Oh,
I can
God,
take any
yeah.
bump.
I got
It doesn't
fallen off
matter.
a house and just dusted my shoulders.
Yeah, and then
moved on.
The same thing with my leg when it like first went, like the big. So I tore my meniscus, but I tore my patella tendon, which those of you who don't know, that's what holds your kneecap in place.
Yeah.
I'm performing at a D1 level, playing football. One step the wrong way, And that's what, boom, exploded. And it was like, the mental, obviously painful, right? But like the mental side of being like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I am as brittle as everybody else.
You are human.
Yeah, that is a hard pill to swallow.
It really is. It really is. And that was a really hard conversation. I remember it just broke me down into tears when I was talking to my neurologist, because I had so many studies done. Like I was having symptoms where I would like have muscle tremors, like my entire body, it felt like I was getting tased for about half a second.
Good God.
I wasn't able to drive, like, at all. Because what happens if that happens to me while I'm driving?
Yeah,
I'm going to jerk the steering wheel
right.
and
Fucking
end up
kill
in a
somebody.
guardrail,
Yeah.
or I'm going to end somebody's life, yeah. So I wasn't able to drive, memory loss, irritability, depression, like, you name it. I dealt with it. It was fucking rough, man.
Yeah.
It was really rough. And I remember having about 6 to 8 months post-incident. I remember just every CAT scan and MRI and brain scan you can possibly think of, I've had multiple times. And I remember 6 to 8 month mark talking to the neurologist down in Tampa, Florida, them pretty much telling me that if I take another hit like that, it'll kill me. So they don't recommend that I continue wrestling, which broke my fucking heart.
Yeah.
Being a pro wrestler in the WWE was all I ever wanted out of life. And having it, like, in my mind, having it taken away from me at such a young age too. I think I was like 19, just getting into turning 20 when they told me that you're gonna have symptoms that you're gonna have to deal with for the rest of your life, and you can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just being so fucking broken about that. I ended up putting a shit ton of weight on. I wasn't cleared to exercise in the gym, going to the ring, nothing.
I'm sure your heart rate had to stay under a certain, like, the blood pressure to your head, I mean, had to be. Do you think
for a long time,
when I hurt my leg, obviously the pain of like recovery is horrible, and like that is just like a fucking long process, and you are very currently understanding what that's like.
Sure am.
Again, for me, what really beat me up was I felt like I got ripped out of something that I felt like I was destined to do at the time, and it was I didn't get to end it on my terms.
Yep,
and
I definitely get that.
That fucking killed me.
Yeah.
Like, if I had known that down would have been my last play, like, I would have played it differently. With hindsight's 20/20. You look back at it and you're like, well, you know, it just is what it is. Things happen for a reason. Probably wouldn't be sitting here if I would stayed healthy and I went to a big school. Who knows what could happen, right?
But found strongman.
Exactly. But in the time, it's so hard. At least for me, the pill to swallow. That was it. You don't get another shot now. It's over. Yeah. And I just took a step the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's not like
it was all it was. Something this fucking big.
Gone for life. Never gonna do it again. Same thing. My doctor's like, dude, if you don't cut this weight, you're not gonna walk correctly in 4 years. And I'm like, dude, I'm 18 years old. What are you talking about? I remember that specifically. My surgeon told me, he's like, you want daughter, or you think you're gonna have like kids? And I was like, yeah, I think I have kids. Like, you think you're gonna have some daughters? And I joked. I was like, yeah, my mom like cursed me that I'm gonna have 3 daughters. She's like, cool. Yeah, you think they'll get married? I was like, yeah, I hope so. And he was like, do you want to walk them down the aisle? I was like, yeah. Literally, no. Dude, at like 18 years old, he hits me with this, and he's like, well, if you don't fix this now, you won't. And I was like, God, yikes. Damn. Holy shit. Yikes. Yikes is right. And it like killed me. And I was like, ugh. Almost threw it, like, this is it. Okay? Like, we're hanging it up. This is the end of this era. Which makes you feel super lost, which I'm sure you did at the time.
Oh, God. I lived in purgatory for such a long time. I mean, I wasn't greenlit to go to the gym or exercise, go to the ring, nothing.
Which is all you knew, right?
Which is all I knew up until that point. So I'm sitting on my house. I remember this. I remember sitting in my house day in and day out, drinking 2 liters of Code Red Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
And eating, like, I shit you not, eating like 3 pizzas a day.
Were you getting the gamer score at least from it, where you could, like, scan the gamer?
Murdering Call of Duty, Gears of War. I was killing video
all
games.
The DLC because of the Code Red.
But I remember just spending my entire day on the couch in front of the TV because I just wasn't motivated to do anything. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, how could you?
And I was just so miserable, and I was practically living in purgatory, just waiting for the next step of my life, having no idea what was going to happen next. And it was just terrible. And I'll never forget when I finally got the green light from my neurologist to finally go back to the gym. I was so happy. I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm 385 pounds of chewed bubblegum. Fat and gross.
Big.
Hated what I looked like.
Yeah.
Hated myself.
Yeah.
Hated what I looked like in the mirror. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at myself every day and hating what I see. I want to like what I see again. I'm going to try bodybuilding. So I ended up, over the next 7, 8 months, I ended up moving back to Pennsylvania. And I ended up, over that course of time, losing about 140 pounds.
Yeah, damn.
Yep. It still, to this day, has ruined chicken for me. Unless it's fried, I don't want it. Yeah. If it's not fried, I don't want it.
I'm
It's
off
terrible.
the chicken, yeah.
It's like baked or boiled chicken, broccoli, and white rice.
Disgusting.
Every single meal.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And
it's terrible.
I hate when bodybuilders try to convince you it's not terrible.
It's terrible, like, dude, you know it.
The king of bodybuilding, Ronnie Coleman, when you watched him eat his videos, that dude looked like he was suffering in those videos. Just eating porridge and boiled chicken at 7 a.m. That's fucking disgusting.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Let's just call it as it is.
Stop lying to yourself. And stop lying to everybody else, because nobody believes
you. You're just wrong. It's just
you hate it just like the rest of us.
I think the quicker you learn that you hate it, the easier it'll be to eat it.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, it's just imposter syndrome at that point.
So at that point, I lost all the weight. I was absolutely shredded. I was the leanest I've ever been in my entire life. And I went to New York. I competed in the Bev Francis Classic right in the middle of New York City. I ended up taking 3rd overall, which was an awesome place.
Yeah, it's huge.
And at that point, I actually decided that I can't do this again. So this is the last time that I'm ever going to fucking compete. This was my one and done. But I proved to myself and I proved to everybody else that I could stay dedicated enough to see it through.
Sure, yeah.
So I ended up jumping on stage. Proof is in the pudding. I got the pictures.
You proved to you.
I proved to me that I could still do anything I set my mind to.
Yeah, which is massive. Right. Coming off of something like that.
Yeah,
that's.
So that was when that's when I turned 23. So after bodybuilding, I was like, what can I do that's competitive? Because I'm a very competitive person by nature.
Sure.
And I need to feed that outlet, but I also want to do something that's weightlifting related because of how much weightlifting has affected me. I started lifting weights when I was 13 years old, and that was to lose weight and to get kids to leave me alone because I was getting picked on for being fat. Constantly.
Really?
Yeah. Constantly picked on for being fat. What?
So add to the origin story.
Add to the origin story. Well, because of the size that I was at such a young age, my parents quite literally beat it into me that if I'm being messed with, I cannot physically retaliate because I'm so much bigger than everybody else, I could really hurt somebody.
Sure.
And I see where they were trying to go with that logic, but what they didn't anticipate that was, like, I can fully admit this because, like, it's just part of who I was when I was younger. It made me a bitch because I didn't stand up for myself because I was so terrified of the repercussions of getting into a fight and hurting somebody that I was more scared of my dad and my parents than I was, like, anything else. So essentially, I'd never stood up for myself. And you know how kids are. They can smell that shit a mile away.
They're even worse now, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, they are. Because of social media and the internet, hell yeah, they are. I'm glad I grew up when I did.
The names that I've just recently got done coaching a youth football team.
Yeah.
Like I think I told you a few times. The names that they were calling me, I was like, dude, when I was 10 years old, I didn't even know what the fuck that word was. Yep. How do you even know what that is? It's just a different era.
Yeah, definitely a different era.
But
regardless, like I got picked on mercilessly until about the time I was like 12 or 13. And I remember one time I went to my dad and I told him, like, I'm sick of being picked on for being big. I'm sick of, like, all of this. Like, I need to do something about this because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. And my dad was like, if you don't want to be fat, that's on you. Go to the gym. Sure as shit.
Yeah.
I started going to the gym when I was 13 years old. Never looked back.
Yeah.
So lifting weights has quite literally been a part of my life for the majority of my life. So fast forward back to where we were after bodybuilding. I wanted to do something weightlifting related that was competitive, that wasn't bodybuilding. In my head, there was 2 avenues. It was powerlifting and strongman. And originally, I was going to do powerlifting because powerlifting was simpler than strongman. It's 3 things, and it's always the same 3 things. True. Squat, bench, deadlift. And strongman just seemed a little complicated. Keep in mind that, for context, I had no idea what strongman was until I was about 24.
And what year was it when you were 24?
What year? Oh, God.
2011?
No, that was when I graduated. I was 18 then.
Oh, okay. So 2016?
Yeah.
Give or take?
I would say 17.
Okay.
16, 17.
Even from then to now, the sport's like...
Oh, God, it's so much different.
So much different.
It's so much different.
Yeah. Because that was like that was a real big era.
Yeah.
Where like there were some bigs. Like Shaw was like just these massive figures in the sport.
Yep.
Now it's quite hybrid. Like
I would say so.
Yeah. It's much more balanced than it was, but at least back then. But
yeah.
I could see where that would be quite jarring as well, seeing like all these dudes were doing some crazy shit back then too.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when I first got into strongman, Brian Shaw was one of the biggest inspirations for me because I always had a terrible squat and I didn't have a particularly strong deadlift, believe it or not. And I always thought that it was because of my height. It's like, oh, dude, I'm like 6'5", like 6'6". Like I can't do these lifts because my knees are fucked because I'm too tall.
Sure.
And then I would watch Brian Shaw, who's 2 inches taller than me, go out and raw dog 1,000 pounds on a deadlift, and I'm just like, oh, well, there goes that fucking excuse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I decided that I was going to do powerlifting, so I googled powerlifting gyms, like heavy weightlifting gyms in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it took me to McMillan's Training Systems, a place that I still hold very near and dear to my heart. And I went there. I told the owner Rick, and I talked to his wife Lauren, who they both run that gym. I talked to both of them about my aspirations for powerlifting, and then I'm going to try strongman. And then out of the 3 that I tried, bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, I was going to pick which one I liked the most after I did all 3. So I go in, I take a tour, I talk to them a little bit about their experiences and the clientele that they have in there. That's a powerlifting and a strongman gym.
Got it. Okay.
But they do a lot of training with kids and college athletes and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of athletic training. There's a little bit of everything there, if I'm being totally honest. But I remember there was a guy doing log. His name is George Pearson. He was doing log press. And I was so enamored by it that in between the sets, I came up to him and I asked him like what he was doing. I asked him like if he does strongman. He said yes. George is a masters competitor.
Got it.
So he's an older guy, comparatively to me.
Sure.
But he's an older guy, and he asked me if I wanted to jump in, and me being like ready to go for fucking anything, I had my gym bag in my car. So I said, absolutely. Give me a second. I'll go get my gym bag. I ended up going out there, throwing on my Walmart weightlifting belt that I got for $30.
The Harbinger.
Yeah, the Harbinger. And then those black and yellow wrist wraps that they sell at Walmart. I had those, and I threw them on, and I worked my way up to a 300-pound log.
No shit.
The first time I ever touched the implement, I got a 300-pound log. And he was like, yeah, you're really good at this for never doing it before. Do you want to come in tomorrow? I got some other events. I think he was doing farmers and shit like that. And I was like, hell yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what more of this is. So I come in, I do that day with him, and then I end up training with him a couple more times. And then I remember at like a week and a half, 2 weeks, I was like, this is what I want to do. Fuck powerlifting. Like, this is fun. I'm having fun training it. It's different, but I'm able to be strong and athletic.
You got the bite.
I got the bite. The bug bit me.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all she wrote. Ever since I did that, I have moved to Nashville, Tennessee, about 3.5, 4 years ago now.
Okay, got it. So we've been here about the same time then.
Give or take.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know.
And I have been on the pro circuit for 7 years now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say 7 years. I ended up competing in 2018, my first strongman competition ever. It was North Carolina's Strongest Man, and this was back when they still did Platinum Plus shows. Do you know what those are?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
So strongman used to be structured in a way where Platinum Plus shows, where the promoter was probably friends with somebody who runs Giants, America's Strongest Man, something like that.
Got it. It's like a feeder almost?
It was a feeder.
Okay.
So North Carolina's Strongest Man at the time was a Platinum Plus show. If you competed in the Open and you won if you won first place in the Open, then you were granted an invite to a Giants live show.
Got it.
And I remember a week and a half to 2 weeks into training strongman, I was like, I want to be the world's strongest man. This is what I want out of my life.
Yeah.
And back then, in my mind, it was get to Giants Live however you can. Top 3 at Giants Live, go to the world's strongest man. So that's my avenue to go. This North Carolina Strongest Man in 2018, this is a Platinum Plus. I get invited to Giants if I go to this. So I need to be ready for this.
Sure.
I ended up going there. And it's actually funny because 2 months before that is when I got my signature T-Rex tattoos of my index and middle finger. I have claws tattooed on both my hands, and it's just a tattoo idea that I had. It had no real relevance other than I was just a big paleontology fan. T-Rex has always been my favorite dinosaur. I'm a huge Jurassic Park nerd, and that's just been a huge part. Dinosaurs have been a big part of my fascination my entire life. It's every kid has it. Most of them grow out of it. I did not. So
we all have our
thing. Yeah. We all have our thing. Yeah. So we all have our tisms. That's my flavor of autism is guns and Jurassic Park.
I was saying definitely guns.
It's definitely guns
and definitely dinosaurs. Yeah.
But
fuck it.
But I ended up getting this tattoo 2 months before my first strongman competition, and I went there as a complete unknown, never competed before. I didn't really have any experience. I've been to maybe 1 or 2 strongman comps just to watch or help out, see how it runs and everything like that. So I was going in very, very green. And I remember getting there, and about halfway through the show, I was winning. And I was winning by a decent amount. I was beating a lot of guys. I was competing against guys that competed at the Arnold Classic, the big one. World's Strongest Man competitor. There was a lot of seasoned guys, a lot of pro guys were competing in this comp because they all wanted that Giants Live spot.
Yeah.
And I remember I came out on top. I actually didn't even need to do the last event. I was so far ahead in points.
You're just good.
Yeah, I was just good. I was so far ahead in points. I didn't even need to do the stones at the last event. So, my second competition ever was a World's Strongest Man qualifier.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't it the joke that you're the only pro guy in the circuit without a pro card?
Yeah, because getting a pro card in the strongman world, there's a couple of different federations, but the ones that are really important is Strongman Corporation Pro Card. That means that you're essentially able to compete in the pro level shows in that federation.
Like OSG is one of them.
No, you don't need to have a pro card for
OSG.
Really?
Nope. Oh, I didn't know that.
Nope. But the essentially Strongman Corp, if you need a pro card in order to compete in the pro shows, you compete in the pro shows, then you can qualify for the next level shows in the Strongman Corp category, which would be the Arnold.
Got it.
You need to have a pro card to compete in the Arnold Amateur. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this. They may have changed a lot of shit. I could be completely wrong. To keep in mind, I don't have a pro card, so I don't actually know the process of getting it. All I know is that I did not get a pro card, and I still have it to this day. But now I'm the strongest man on earth. I'm top 3 at World's Strongest Man. I'm 7-time international champion, and I do not have a pro card. So the running gag is, Evan's the world's strongest amateur.
Dude, that's so fucking funny. I never even thought about that. You don't know what it looks like to get a pro card. You never had to fucking get it.
Well, I'll tell you this, because this was back around the time in 2018-19 is when they were still doing the Arnold Pro Series, and I wanted to compete in the Arnolds. And I remember I had just got done in 2019 competing in the Arnold Classic Canada. I got third, right? I got podium at an Arnold Canada show. And I remember talking to the director of Strongman Corp, and I was like, can I please have another invite to another Arnold? If I get one more Arnold invite. I had already done Arnold South Africa through my connections with North Carolina Strongest Man. The promoter was looking for Americans to come over to South Africa to compete, so I went to go do that. And then I got 5th in that. And then I went to Arnold Canada and I got 3rd in that. And I was like, if I can get one more invite to the Arnold, I wanted to do the Arnold Santa Monica out in California because they were good events for me. And if I get mid-pack or better, I'll have enough accumulated points to get invited to the Arnold, the Arnold Ohio, the big one.
The big one, yeah.
So I remember asking the promoter at the time, I don't believe she is anymore, but I remember asking her, I was like, can I please have an invite to a new, one more Arnold show, just one more, can I please do that? And she was like, it's not really fair if I give you an invite over the guys that actually have their pro cards, so we can talk about you getting an invite after you go to an amateur competition, win your pro card, qualify for nationals, go to nationals and win, and then get your pro card, and then we can have that conversation. And in my mind, I'm already internationally podium in competitions. I'm competing against the best guys in the world. I'm not going to go to an amateur comp and fucking mud stomp everybody.
Sure. And also risk injury.
I'm not going to risk injury in an amateur show, but I'm also not going to go to, my biggest thing with that was I'm not going to go to an amateur show. Technically, I'm making money from it now as a pro. I'm not going to go to an amateur show and take that opportunity away from those people that worked their asses off for that moment. That's such a dick move. Yeah. I just blatantly refuse to do that.
Got it.
So, after all that time, I didn't get another invite to any world tours. And I pretty much went the path of Giants Live because Darren and Colin, I met them at Giants Live North Americas in 2018 in Martinsville, Indiana. I met Colin and Darren. They already knew about me. They heard about me, the pro wrestling thing.
Yeah. Which you plug in like beautifully into their like system.
Yeah, I do, because Giants Live focuses. In my personal opinion, Giants Live rides the line perfectly between competition and entertainment. Yeah. They put on the best arena shows in the world. There's not a question. They've got fireworks. They have walkout music. They have an amazing MC. Like they have everything down to a T to make it entertaining and competitive.
And they sell it over there. Like the shows are fucking packed.
Yeah. I remember in 2019, I competed in Manchester, England. It was the same. It was the Manchester Arena. That fucking thing was like 8,500, 9,000 people strong.
Damn.
Yeah. It was wild.
And Royal Albert Hall, you were just that was sold out too.
Royal Albert Hall, I think, caps at 4,500 people. But just like the way that it's structured, 4,500 people sounds like 10,000.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It really does.
Yeah, and that's fucking awesome. Dome. Yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah, not to mention we're just surrounded by.
Yeah, you're like in a fucking gladiator.
Yeah,
that's sick.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it really is. So like, I'm able to really tap into my ex WWE, because I will say this, I've always, and this probably taps into my amateur psychoanalysis of myself of always wanting to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
But I'm able to tap into that entertaining side of me. I like to entertain people.
Yeah.
I like to entertain people. I don't know. It could be because I want to be the center of attention. It could not be actively. I don't feel like that. But it's more of a. I like to get reactions out of people. I like to make people laugh. I like to astonish people, I guess you could say.
Well, you're an like you feed off energy.
I absolutely feed off the energy. I give everything to when I compete, so I wear my emotions on my sleeve, which it's easy to read, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, especially when they see it in person, which makes them want to cheer for me when I'm out there and I'm doing well, and then I hear them cheering for me, and it's almost like I'm feeding off of that electricity. It spikes my adrenaline, and I'm able to go even more. Yeah,
I think that also like that segues into a good question where like current coach with Nico. We good? Oh, okay, yeah. So Brandon's sneaking in. But pre training with Nico and the GWO, there's an argument out there that a lot of feedback on you is that you would, if something didn't go your way, you would kind of lose the plot while you were training or like while you were competing in something.
Yep.
And when we saw you win Strongest Man on Earth in August, almost the entire talk around you was that there's this new level to Evan now. It's not this kind of lose control guy now. Don't get me wrong. When you would do well in events that you did well in, you let it out. And I think Nico wanted you to do that.
Yeah.
Nico's our current coach. But there wasn't this where something didn't go our way, like the Stones. Just didn't go our way that night, right? But instead of letting it compound into the next day, we brushed it off. We knew probably that wasn't going to be a good one for us. And you came back the next day like even stronger. Where I think beforehand, you can argue with maybe the coaching style that was done with you. There was almost too much of the dog got let off the leash at times. And
absolutely.
Do you think that's... I mean, clearly the results speak for themselves. But as a competitor, do you feel it's exhausting? Like
it absolutely is.
Letting your emotions out all the time. Now having someone that's like, we're keeping it bottled, now go. Does that help take your mind off of other things and you can just focus on like the lifts now?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Nico has it down to an absolute science. I mean, he is exactly what I needed as far as a coach, especially an in-person coach. I mean, at Strongest Man on Earth, he was literally in my room the night before every single day, talking over a game plan, going through each and every event. Like, okay, for event 1, I'm going to want you to hit this. Some other guys are going to hit this and this. I want you to fall right here. This is where we're going to live, and this is where we're going to be comfortable going into the next event. And then he would have that breakdown for every single event of that day.
Yeah, and like we're going to be okay with this.
Yeah.
Like, which I think is helpful.
This is going to be the event where it's going to be a little damage control for you. You're just going to go out and do your best, but don't push it because we don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's all the things that I needed to hear as a top level competitive athlete. I really needed to have that almost that confidence from somebody else being portrayed onto me. That was able to let me focus on just what I needed to do instead of just go out and kill.
Yeah. So when I met you back in April, in that time, or April, late May, maybe, or early May,
because I could before or after Worlds, because Worlds was in May.
It was before Worlds.
Okay, so it was April then. Yeah.
We really started training together. I think the week after the Arnold.
Gotcha.
But I also competed for the first time at the end of May.
Yep.
That's when I did my first run. Mm-hmm. I know from that Evan to the Evan that I'm sitting next to right now is like not even the same fucking person.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just like one, the way you carry yourself. I think being around a team of people are supporting you the way they are now, I think helps. I do think at the start of it, being this random dude that was with you and who was just showing up and picking stones with a blown out back the entire time, there was a little bit. I had to gain the trust of the T-Rex,
100%,
and which is fair in any aspect of it.
Well, I'll cut you off just for a second because you know what stuck out to me. You know what stuck out to me the most about you when we very first started was the fact that you kept showing up when you said you would.
Yeah.
You kept showing up when you said you would, and you didn't fucking complain.
Yeah.
You didn't complain at all. And don't get me wrong, at the very beginning, I was like I wasn't lifting a finger as far as equipment or weights at all. I had you do everything. Yeah. You never complained once, and that says a lot to me about the type of person that you are and the type of aspirations that you have and the type of athlete that you are.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't trying to put you through the ringer or anything like that. I always feel like that's kind of gay, in my opinion. Yeah. That's just lame.
It is. Yeah.
I'm not the type of lifter where if you want to come train with me, I'm gonna try to put you through the most intense workout ever so that you don't come back.
Sure.
I don't believe in shit like that. I'm more of a time builds my trust kind of guy.
Yeah.
And the thing that stuck out to me the most about you was that you just kept showing up. You kept coming in. Like, I'm gonna do strongman events on Saturday at 10 a.m. Will you be there? Absolutely, yeah. I'll be there. I'll see you there. And you showed up every goddamn time.
Yeah.
So that is crucial and very important to me.
Yeah.
Which is, after probably about 2 weeks of you just consistently doing that, I was like, okay, this dude's legit. This actually is a training partner.
Yeah.
And the thing that I liked about you when we started really really training together was that you didn't quit. You pushed yourself and you pushed me.
Yeah.
I always tell people when you want to train with me and you want to do the same things that I'm doing and all of that, I tell you that's fine. I don't give a shit how much weight you're lifting. Yeah. I don't care. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I'm one of the best and strongest guys on the planet.
Yeah.
And I've proved that.
Sure.
So I don't expect anybody, let alone somebody who's brand new to strongman, to come in and lift the same weights that I'm doing.
Sure.
So as long as you have the attitude of, I want to get better, I'm going to do what it takes to get better, and I'm going to show up every single day whether I want to or not, and I'm going to fucking put in the work, that's all I want.
Yeah.
I want somebody who, if I'm overhead pressing 400 pounds, I want you next to me, yelling at me, telling me that you want to be the best in the world. Like, I love it when you shout that at me.
Yeah.
Like, best in the world, because it takes my mind right back to, I'm doing this to be the best in the world.
Yeah.
So I want you to be that person, and then that allows me to be that person for you when you're overhead pressing 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's like your absolute limit.
Yeah.
I'll be shouting that same shit right back at you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why we kind of vibe together so well when we're training, is that we have a very similar mindset about a lot of shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we obviously banter. That's why we do a podcast.
You're fat.
I am fat. The strongest man on earth and the fattest man on earth in the same room.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but hell, I didn't say it.
Maybe I'm not, but I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I understood when we were in there, like, banter's banter, and there has to be some element of when you're moving weights like that, and it is dangerous. And we do often not think about that. It's always in the back of our head, at least in my head, where we know that, like, hey, we're doing some crazy shit right here, and it's very possible that something goes wrong. It's in the back of our heads. We're not thinking about it while we're lifting. If we thought about it when we lift, we would never get the weights we'd get. However, there is that element. But we knew it's banter, but when it's go time, it's fucking go time.
It's go time.
Yeah, it is time to lock in. It's time to do 8 lines of ammonia. It's time to take a back slap. It's time to fucking go. For this next minute, this is all I care about. I'm not caring about rent.
Nope.
I don't care about past relationships. I don't care about what I'm eating next. I don't care. All I'm worried about is picking this fucking bar off the ground.
Yep.
And me and you both, like, without even really saying it ever, I don't think, to one another, we just knew okay, this is, like, shut the fuck up. It's go time.
I feel like this is a point where real recognizes real.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I feel like we've been lifting together long enough to where you're able to see, like, I've got the weights loaded up to top set.
Yeah.
And we'll be bantering, we'll do our shit, and then you'll see, like, that sudden shift in my personality, and I feel like you can read that as, it's time to fuck. All right, no more bullshit. Like, for the next, like, minute, it's murder.
Time to
so
go.
yeah, and I'm able to read that with you, and that's just another reason why I think we would do so well together as training partners.
I agree too, and I mean, when I brushed on earlier, when we first started training, I was trying to power lift, and really, the reason I was powerlifting is because I just was lost in the strength world and what I wanted to do. I wasn't fighting anymore. I didn't want to train like a fighter anymore. When it came to in the weight room, I'd done it for years, and it's super beneficial, don't get me wrong, and I think most people should probably train that style of lifting. For me, and yourself, like, I've been training since I was 13 years old. At the time, I was, when I started training, I was 26. Now I'm 27. But up until that point, like, the problem with lifting for me wasn't getting to the weight room. You know what I mean? Like, the habit's built. 99% of people nowadays, it's just, the hard part's just showing up to the fucking weight room.
Yep.
We don't have that problem. So for me, I was just getting bored doing the same thing over and over again. And it was just getting redundant, and I was like, I'm not really seeing any strength gains. I'm in good shape, but, like, I want to be strong and I want to fucking move weight. So to me, it's just like being a West Side Barbell guy, being a Elite FTS guy, Dave Tate, Louis Simmons, Mark Bell, Joe Ken, like, just fucking powerlift. Let's just get nasty and let's powerlift. It's fun. So that's how we got connected. And after the one session of training with you, I was like, well, it'd be pretty fucking stupid of me to continue powerlifting when I'm training with one of the best strongmen on the planet. So immediately I made the shift, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to get into strongman. Strongman was on my radar, don't get me wrong, but I was like, maybe 30 is when I'll pick up strongman. That was in my brain. I'll powerlift, get super duper strong, and then I'll move over. What was happening in powerlifting, I was getting really stiff, and I was getting a lot of injuries. Back injury. Like, I was just getting banged up all the time, and it was just rough. And I didn't realize at the time how so much more functional lifting strongman is compared to powerlifting. Powerlifting is very one-dimensional, right? Yeah. It's the same thing over and over and over again. You're doing the same accessories over and over and over again. The modalities never really change. Like, you're adding a band, maybe a chain here and there, but it's the same fucking shit. Like, you're doing the same thing. Yep. So you get really stiff, you get banged up, shit pops. So I made the shift, and I remember, I think, I was 5 weeks out from that event in May, and it popped up. It was Tennessee's Strongest. And
I do remember this.
Yeah, and I remember I reached out to our coach at the time, and I was like, I'm interested in doing this. Like, I can hang with all these weights that are in there right now. Like, do you think maybe I should just go for it? And he was like, it's a little early. I don't know if you should pull the trigger on that. To be honest, my ego was not satisfied with that answer. Like, I was just like, nah. Like, I think, what do I have to lose? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to get paid for it. It's 2 minutes from where I live. I can fucking walk there in the morning. Why not? It's $60. Let me go do it. And I came to you that day, and I was like, this is what's going on. Like, what do you think? And you were like, exposure to the sport is the best way to learn. Experience makes you better. You should do it. I said, I'm doing it. Like, I hear from Evan. He's like, yeah, fucking do it. I'm like, okay.
Every person out there who's listening or watching who is a coach is going to look at that and go, wow, okay. So all I know now is that Evan's a bad influence on my athletes. He's going to tell me to do the opposite of what I tell him.
Well, I mean, like, coming from my perspective, the weights were there. And I like to think that I was adapting to the new movements relatively quickly. I wasn't
You were.
I wasn't, the big one for me was deadlifting just because I couldn't do it. My back was blown.
Sure it wasn't Axel when you threw the bar into your neck and it knocked you over?
Side tangent. Coming from a football background, we do a lot of Olympic lifting. Of course, we do power cleans, we do snatches, we do all this shit. I never have ever even heard of a continental clean until I met Evan. If you don't know what a continental clean is, for the listeners out there, you are pulling the barbell up or the axle from the ground. You are placing it on your kind of sternum area, upper belly, flipping your hands, and then popping it off your belly up to a front rack position, and then pressing it up overhead. That is, in basic terms, what's happening.
You're using your body to clean the bar.
Exactly. A normal power clean is coming up, it bounces off your hips, and you're catching it. This, you bring it to belly, then pop. Okay, cool. So my Olympic background kicked in. I was like, I could fucking do that. It's one step less than whatever. So I did it once with like 185, and I was like, this is fucking easy. Like, the press was not the hard part. The continental clean was kind of shaky, but I was like, all right, whatever. So we went up to, I think it was like 2 plates, 225, maybe maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. But we were training in this warehouse at the time that was not a gym, did not have insurance. It was kind of like some backyard bullshit where they were just kind of letting us go.
Yeah.
And in front of the owner of the person that was letting us train there, I continental clean. I bring it up to my chin. I was not prepared for the momentum of the bar hitting. It chin checked me, and then I fell backwards with 225 on my neck. Thankfully, I pushed it away, and I somehow came unscathed. I think I dropped it on my shin a little bit. My shin was kind of banged up, but I missed the rack that was behind me. I didn't crack my head off the rack. And somehow, some way, I did not get hurt.
Do you remember what happened following that?
The next day, we go in there. There is a sign-in sheet with waivers.
Yep. We had to sign a waiver every single day that we trained.
He never admitted it, but I'm like, this is because of me.
That's 100% because of you.
And he was like, no.
I did a lot of wild, heavy, and stupid shit in that. I overhead pressed 550 pounds in that gym. Never had to sign a waiver. You do that dumb shit with 225, and the waiver's there the next day.
Yeah, he would never admit it. He's like, no, man, it's just like for safety. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. So we had to sign in.
He's not wrong, technically.
No, I mean, he's right. And he's covering his ass. I mean, he just watched this fucking idiot almost chop his head off with an axle. We found out that my event did not have axle clean and press, so we did not train that after that. I was like, I'm going to take a break from that. We'll just focus on the log. But we ended up getting prepped for that event, and 5 weeks. I mean, really, I only a couple weeks of deadlifting because I couldn't deadlift. And we went there, we got it done. I mean, I finished second. I came in second by like 1 or 2 points. And I won every single event except for the deadlift. I just couldn't do it. We knew going into it, and it was an axle deadlift, so it was even stiffer, and I just couldn't do it. And I knew that if I could have probably muscled like 5 reps or 6 reps out of it.
But is it worth it?
No, I wouldn't have finished the event in the total. So I've put my mature helmet on, and I was like, I'm going to be smart here.
Which is honestly good on you for being that new to strongman and having that mindset.
Just damage control, like you talked about with Nico, where it's just like, I want to finish the event. Yep. So if I do this, I got 1 rep, so I didn't zero it. My one big rule is I didn't want to zero any events. So I did my 1 rep, was cool, went down. Every other event, I fucking smoked everybody. It was the only one I lifted the heaviest log. I did the fastest times in the medleys, and then the bag to shoulder. I mean, I smoked everybody. So it was a really, really good day for me. Post that, I mean, the support from our team at the time wasn't that great, but it was okay. That kind of also started our shift onto our next chapter in life.
It was a good segue.
It was... Things happen for a reason.
Yep.
And the only guy to reach out to me and congratulate me was Evan. And I think you were at Worlds at the time.
Yep.
Or you were maybe, I think you were recovering from Worlds because you just turned your bicep.
Yes.
So you were in Canada, I think.
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
And you had reached out to me and said, hey, congrats. Like, good job, way to get it done, you know. This is what we do.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right spot. Now we just need to change our environments. Yep. And thankfully, we did.
I'm really glad that I started reaching out to gyms when I did.
Yeah, and I had a feeling that if we didn't find something that you were just going to move on from Nashville, which...
I would have... I cannot stress this enough. Before I found Gym 5 and met Adam, I was seriously considering either moving out to Las Vegas or moving back to Pennsylvania so I could train at McMillan's. Yeah,
and I knew that. And I was like, I can't blame the guy. He's got to do what he's got to do. Obviously, selfishly, I'm going to miss him, and I love the energy. But
it got to a point where it was like I knew going in training at the warehouse every day. I knew I wasn't going to win World's Strongest Man and be the best athlete in the world with what I had in front of me.
Sure.
And it was honestly, it was my responsibility and my ownership of the situation to be like, this isn't what's best for me. I need to go do what's best for me.
Yeah.
And that's when I started reaching out to gyms. I started messaging gyms and emailing, hey, my name's Evan Singleton. I'm top 3 in the world in strongman right now. I'm about 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away. I'm willing to make the drive. Just wondering if you had any strongman equipment. Most like half of them didn't even get back to me.
Which is fucking crazy.
And the ones that got back to me just sent me a bunch of messages essentially like, we have this, and this is kind of like in the corner area. And it's like every gym that I reached out to, just I typed in strongman gyms, Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And the gyms that popped up are the ones that I ended up messaging. So I messaged Gym 5 in East Nashville.
Yeah.
And Adam, the owner of it, he got back to me. He was like, "Hey man, just wanted to let you know, we don't have anything in the way of traditional strongman equipment, but if you send me a list of the basics that you need, I'll just order them and have you train at the gym." And and I said this at the Gym 5 event, like last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I said this. I was like, the way that I was raised, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah. So this guy is either full of shit and he's just blowing smoke up my ass, or he's going to ask me for like feet pics or some shit, like some weird kinky shit like that. So,
which he did. No.
Yeah, which he did. No, kidding, of course. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, this is more of a wait and see. I sent him the list of just basics: a yoke, farmers, sandbags, a log from Rogue, an axle, stuff like that. Just the bare minimum basics.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, like a day or two later, he sends me a screenshot of a shopping cart on Rogue with just everything that I asked for, just all of it ready to order. And he was like, "So we're good to go. Does this look about right?" I was like, "Yeah, that looks about right." And then he ordered it and then sent me a screenshot of the receipt. And I was like, "Oh shit, this guy's for real. He's serious." Oh, so I went in to like tour the place and everything like that before I ever met Adam. Adam's the owner of Gym 5.
Yeah, but we'll do a segment on Adam in a
second.
Yeah,
he has definitely. Adam definitely has his own segment.
Yeah,
but I hadn't met Adam at this time, and then I think after like maybe 2 weeks of starting to like dip my toes into the Gym 5 atmosphere and go there and do some bodybuilding stuff and all of that, I finally got to meet him, and he was just the nicest fucking guy ever.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to him, and I had like listened to the podcast that he did where he explained the history of the gym and where he came from and all of that. I just related a lot to that because it's a guy who's been through a lot, but he's just always worked hard and always done what he wanted to do. And I just had nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
And I remember just like the more I talked to him, the more I got excited about the opportunity to work with him and just train at his facility. I mean, the guy literally told me that the only payback that he wants, he doesn't really gain anything that much from me training there.
Yeah.
Other than he can say like he has the best in the world at his gym.
Yeah.
And he told me when we first started talking, it's very important to him to bring the title of the world's strongest man on earth, best in the world to America.
Yeah.
Like, he's very patriotic, as am I.
Yeah.
I make sure that I put American flags on damn near all of my products.
Yeah, like, there's one right there, off camera. Can't see it, but...
Yeah. Yeah, there's a big-ass one right there. But, I'm a very patriotic person, so that also spoke to me when we were talking about that. And that's literally all he wants. He just wants the titles back in the United States.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, I was just sold at that point.
Yeah.
I was just sold at that point. I'm like, this is definitely what I want to do.
You know?
Yeah. He 100% believed in me.
Yeah.
And this was before I won Strongest Man on Earth.
And
this was before I won my first world title.
Yeah.
This was before that. He just believed in me.
And this was also a foreign concept to us.
Yeah.
Like, it was... my situation coming off of it was largely around not following a strict order on, like, how somebody else viewed me and not believing in me and what I could become in my own endeavors and supporting it. If I wasn't a robot, then I was no good, basically, is kind of how it looked.
Yeah.
Long story short. But then coming from our other system, we're like, we had good systems in there, but like this overall support of the group was weird. It was just a weird dynamic.
It got really weird, especially once we got into the warehouse.
Yeah.
Like before you came around. That was... When we got into the warehouse is when it really started dwindling.
And I think that was also like, for both of, at least I don't want to speak for you, but like for me, starting to train with you and kind of touch back on that was just like, you were the first dude in Nashville that like believed in me going into strength sports and like seeing that there was something there and just like the overall dog work ethic of it. It's like, well, I'm okay with not being the strongest dude in the world, but I'm going to fucking work my ass off. Mm-hmm. And I will fucking puke. I'll do those EMOMs with you out there until we get folded in half. And I will show up and I will keep doing it every single day, as broken as I am. And I think my support and belief in you as a competitor and a training partner was like jarring to a certain degree. And then now we are moving to a place where like the core ownership of this, that keep in mind at the time, these are dudes that we never met before.
Yep.
He was just a fan.
Yeah.
He was just a fan.
Yeah, he went to World's Strongest Man in 23.
Yeah.
When I made my first final, I ended up taking 5th.
Right. He was just a spectator.
Yeah.
And he had the
he was
belief in
he was a strongman fan.
Yeah.
He liked strongman. He'd been watching it for years.
Yeah, and he saw something in you that obviously I see in you. Obviously Nico sees in you. A lot of other people, like promoters, are seeing in you. But Adam also saw it. Not only, again, Adam doesn't make anything off of us.
No,
he's just
like that's how you. I guess you could say that's how you know it's legitimate belief.
Real recognizes real.
Real recognizes real because he realizes that like. He doesn't financially benefit from having us at the gym training.
Yeah.
He doesn't. But he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He literally makes enough money that he is perfectly happy and comfortable doing what he's doing now. He likes strongman because he thinks it's cool and he wants the titles back in America. And you can't really ask for much more than that, man. No. You really can't.
No. And you did it.
Yeah, and I did it. I brought the heaviest and hardest title to win in strongman back to the United States, and I brought it back to Nashville, Tennessee. That 47-pound fucking trophy is sitting in Gym 5 right now.
Wild, man. Yeah, it's nice to have a place that when someone asks us where do we train at, we go Gym 5.
Yeah, we can do Gym 5, no hesitation. And you know what my favorite part is? We both say it proudly.
Definitely,
we say it proudly.
It's like I'm not like, well, I'm just training at some fucking.
I train at this gym every once in a while, and like I guess I train at this.
Yeah, because
I train at Gym 5.
Yeah, we were doing stuff in the warehouse, and then we were going down to Murfreesboro. We were training out of Olympus, which Olympus
is a great gym, by the way.
Yeah,
Olympus is a great gym. I love Olympus.
If you are looking for grunge.
Yeah. I mean, that's where Flex Lewis and Brandon Curry got their start. I think Curry still works out there.
It's a dog
I ran into him a couple of times.
There's some dogs in there.
Yeah,
and
it's a great gym.
Good atmosphere.
Yeah,
it was fun.
But it's definitely catered towards bodybuilding.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Which is fine. I mean, that's
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's their thing, and they were nice enough to let us go in there and be fucking meatheads and do our thing. But,
absolutely. Great community there.
Yeah, we used it for what we needed it for.
Yep.
And then we moved on. No shade towards.
Absolutely not. I praise Olympus. Yeah, and the people there are awesome.
However, talking about like Adam, let's just call it. Adam is a fucking dog. Adam's a dog. I jokingly, I've never said it to his face. Maybe this will be the.
Well, if you know he's gonna listen to this.
I know he is. I like to refer to Adam as Daddy Adam, or
he's definitely Daddy Adam. Or he earned that nickname from me the second he hit like checkout on the Rogue website.
I truly understand what these chicks now when they're like
they do the sugar daddy thing. I get it.
I'm here for it.
I get it. Yeah.
No shit. Like as
I don't like where this is going.
No, I say this as humbly and as grateful as we are, because we are so beyond grateful. But Adam, I mean, if I ask for a certain color of paint, like he's just like, we're repainting the gym. It's like, okay, like you don't need to do that. But he just wants to make us as comfortable, and he wants to, as everything that he can do on his end, making sure that yourself and myself are succeeding in what we are doing, not only with lifting, but now, I mean, our new endeavor of actually coaching people together.
Yep. He was pretty adamant about having you train there.
Yeah.
And he really wanted me to start doing it too.
Yeah, and I mean, beyond grateful. Again,
100%.
Touching back to my old situation, I was drilled in my head, like, you won't fucking train anywhere else, you're not good enough, which is quite debilitating at a certain point, and I'm kind of a sensitive man, and I was sad.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah, I was quite sad.
You sad boy. Sad boy hours.
Yeah, when we first
put out some 3 Days Grace albums and start wearing your studded belts. And
dude, it's just only Creed the whole round.
Only Creed. I
will cry the entire ride home. And I would love it too. But so getting an opportunity with him too, and we just did our first training session the other day, and I'm curious to hear, because you've only known me as a lifter, and you got to actually see me kind of in action as like a coach, and like kind of how I run things, and it's definitely a different dude. I mean, I know
it's definitely a different dude.
It's much more meticulous.
It's so funny because as a lifter, I know you as a fucking dumb meathead just like me.
Yeah.
But to see you be so meticulous and like well educated with what you're doing and how you're picking things apart and how you're suggesting exercises and you're breaking down form and all of that. Honestly, I don't really like the trainer you.
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't like the trainer you because you make me feel stupid.
Oh man, no, I mean like.
Well, you're educated in this though. Are you not?
Well, I mean, to a degree, like so. I never had once I got done football, I couldn't afford college. I just couldn't do it. So at post-alcoholic fun. I also realized that like the internet is free and the only thing that costs anything is just time. So if you're willing to invest time, you can learn things. So I spent a lot of time. I still to this day, it keeps me up at night when I like am programming for people or trying to understand somebody a little bit better, and just everyone's different and how to break them down. Everyone's different, but everyone has the same problems. And I said that to the guy we trained the other day, where you know everyone has their own kind of movement patterns or like the way they do things. That you need to dissect as a coach, but most people's problems are all the same. When it comes to like, let's talk about deadlift. Most people's glutes are weak. Most people's hamstrings are weak. Or they're not activating their quads enough, or they're out of position. Like those things are all relatively simple. It's just kind of figuring out which part of that person that you need to kind of adjust, and then you kind of tweak it and go. But yeah, no, I mean, when it comes to education, I'm like self-educated, but I think you've seen it, like proof in the pudding. Like
it's definitely proof in the pudding.
I'm a street smart guy, but like if you were like, what is the tendon that's connecting back of the tricep up into the, like, I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. Just like, fuck it, go, take this angle, go this way.
See, that's how I am.
You know, like it's, I also think to a degree, and how I was taught as well, like no one fucking really cares when you're training them.
I'm sorry, but if you need every single individual meticulous thing described,
go Google it yourself
in doctor level detail, then you're a fucking nerd.
Yeah, go to,
and you should probably be in the library instead of the gym anyway.
Yeah, you're probably a science-based lifter, and I probably
don't even don't even start with the science-based lifting shit.
You're probably a science-based lifter.
I'm gonna isolate that audience as well. Yeah, because y'all are fucking annoying.
Yeah, we don't like them. Yeah,
nobody likes you. Keep in mind that if you have ever said that based on my Wilks score, I'm technically stronger than you, and you weigh like 140 pounds, just understand it is. I'm actually quite proud of the level of self-control I have, because everything in my body wants to just tear you in half.
Yeah,
nobody likes you, so you have no friends.
You're stronger than me on the Wilks scale, but you're not strong enough to frisbee this 45 into your head like I'm about to. Like,
So do me a favor, get a juice box, change your diaper, I'll put on SpongeBob, and you go do your little toddler size thing while the adults lift the real weights.
Yeah, okay? there's got to be some element of strain, and I think a lot of the science-based lifters just miss that. Where like, yes, it's good to have certain angles and things. Yes, I understand that, but at the end of the day, you just need to fucking move the weight. Like just move the weight.
I'm sorry, if you need 5 minutes to set up the next lift on the cable tower versus just putting plates on a barbell,
I'm good.
I want to watch you get hit by a car. Like,
I'm good.
You're overcomplicating the easiest thing to do, which is just go to the gym and get a workout.
Yeah, I think one of the like basic things that like drive me nuts, and I understand it, and don't get me wrong, I'm not oblivious to why they do it, but like strapping up on like a lat pull down.
Oh my god.
It's just like, just work your grip better. Just work your
grip. I will
grip.
turn in. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I ever see somebody that I know using straps on a lat pull down, I am immediately going to transform into a 1990s like High School Musical style bully, like a Disney bully, and I'm going to come over and I'm going to make fun of you. Yeah. And I'm going to do it to your face.
I will support you.
Like, I'm going to try to take your lunch money. I'm going to try to give you a swirly. And I'm going to cap it with giving you a wedgie. Yeah. Like, I'm going to give you all the 90s style bullying stuff.
Yeah, and then I'll curl whatever it is that you're trying to do.
You're going to strap in for it, though, right?
No, yeah, absolutely. It depends on who I'm in front of. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's just, there's certain things that's just, like, crazy. But, I was curious on what your thoughts were on that, because I know that it's a different side of me that you don't see.
Yeah. It was impressive.
Thanks.
I mean, you give off the impression that you're just big and dumb. And I actually got to see otherwise. So it was interesting.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I mean, like I was saying, like with people, they don't care. And also, in my opinion, with coaches, nothing drives me more insane. I'm a little bit anal when I watch other coaches coach. That's why I like Nico, because Nico's real, and Nico is straight to the point. There's no fat to anything. Mm-hmm. We're doing this, and this is the result. Perfect. That's all it needs to be.
ABC.
I don't care about anything else. But when you get these coaches that are just trying to like over-explain or pump their own ego on like how much they know about the body or like the mechanics of it, it's like you're just, I don't know. I've been in the shoes of an athlete that's been like that. I just don't want to hear it, dude. Yeah. Like, grab the fucking lat pull down bar, lean back a little bit, pull that shit to your chest. Cool, thanks. We're doing 12. Like, that's all. I don't need to hear about my latimus dorsi pulling or how my scapula is protracting. Like, I just don't fucking.
You're losing the audience, dude.
Right? Yeah, it's just like, shut up. Stick to the basics. The basics are still relevant for a fucking reason, and do those things correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's my short little rant on it. But
tell me how you really feel.
That's how I really feel.
Grinds your gears.
Yeah, that's how I really feel. I pretty much, my coaching style is of. I don't know, actually. I used to say it was like of a Dave Tate, where I'm a little bit more of an asshole, but. I've kind of cooled that down a little bit. I'm not.
I would say that your style is almost like an educated bro lifter.
Yeah.
Like you're able to relate to the person that we're training.
Sure.
On a human level.
Yeah.
But you're also doing a really good job of explaining why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Why, like your hamstrings feel weak. This is why, and then you have them do like a stretch or something like that.
Yeah.
Or any kind of mobility work, and they're like, "Oh shit, that feels tight," and then that's when you just kind of go, "Oh yeah," because you have tight hamstrings.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I would say an educated bro lifter.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Yeah, I'm proud of that, actually. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, sweetness.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, back again tomorrow with our boy. Putting this out there. Hey, we're training people in person now. You want to train the T-Rex and the Buffalo?
Yep.
Now's your chance. There's only 14 spots left.
Yep, we only have 14 spots left. They will be closed once they fill up, too.
They will be. And to touch on, I believe it's important to tell athletes why you're doing something a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not just a heed what I say and just move on.
And I don't know if you noticed it with me, but I ask him multiple times.
You ask him,
do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
And
does that make sense?
Does that make sense to you? And if I can tell he's just saying yes, I'll be like, tell me why you think that makes sense. Yeah, like what? And then when they can spit back to me why it makes sense, then it's one less thing you have to worry about as a coach.
Yeah.
It's like they understand where I'm coming from and how this is going to help him be a better powerlifter or strongman, whatever he decides he wants to do. He's a dog, by the way, our new guy.
Dude,
he's gonna be a
proud
dog.
of him.
Super dog. He's gonna be a dog.
He wants if he decides to compete in strongman,
he's gonna be good.
He'll be a force once he builds a little bit of that base strength and like the basic exercises like overhead press,
conditioning.
And
and
I feel like his conditioning is not going to take long to get there.
He looked pretty solid. I mean, he does Muay Thai and stuff, so his lungs.
So he's gonna have a tank.
Lungs are good. It's gonna be power output management is gonna be his biggest thing, but he's very happy with our first client. very happy.
Let's get 14 more just like that.
Hell yeah. Well, that's the origin story of it. We want to, moving on, we want to do reoccurring segments. Obviously, we've touched that we're quite, you've touched on it.
I have. Yeah, I actually lived it.
I'm quite a big WWE fan as well.
For context, we had a Halloween party with all of the Gym 5 members, and this fucker surprised the hell out of me because I don't know how you kept it secret, by the way. Because he showed up as 1999 Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's absolutely incredible.
It was so much fun.
My voice was hoarse the whole next day.
I believe that 100%.
I spoke like Stone Cold the entire night.
You walked like him too.
Yeah, I had a strut, I had a belt. Yeah, I took my old weightlifting belt and I taped my trophy from one of my my strongman events.
I thought that was so funny.
It was pretty good. It came out pretty good. I actually just left the trophy on the belt, and I'm just gonna keep it there. So that's where it stays. But we wanted to do. It's an homage to the Stone Cold, actually. Yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin. But we want to do a bottom line segment. So
we're essentially, the idea for this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea that we came up with was we were going to talk about something that really grinds our gears, really something that we're very passionate about. It's going to be one of our hot takes, and then we're going to finish it with that classic line.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Because the T-Rex or the Buffalo said so.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking fight someone if they.
Yeah, if you disagree, you're more than welcome to approach us in public and challenge us to a gentleman's duel. I will have you know, I hit very hard and I'm a very good shot. Yeah. So
I will Stone Cold Stunner you on site.
Yeah,
I will. On site.
I will chuck you across the parking lot.
That is a threat. No. So, having said that, we talked about a few different topics, but did you have one in mind that you wanted to drop in on?
You know,
we talked to music, maybe like potential like lift songs. Like, what's your PR song? And
maybe
music.
That's something. You want to get into the music a little bit?
We can do that.
Or do you want to do bottom line?
Well, no, let's do bottom line. Yeah, no, we'll do bottom line. What did you have an idea of what you'd want to?
All right, so I've been back and forth with this for a long time. I've had a decent amount of time spent in the fitness and strength industry. Now, at my 33 years of life, I can honestly say without a shadow of doubt, I can say this with my entire chest and with my entire heart and soul. Sumo is cheating. Sumo is cheating. I don't give a good goddamn what anybody has to say about leverages or how it's better for their body composition or how it's easier on their back, their legs, their hips. It's an overall better lift for them. I don't give a good goddamn if you're talking about using straps, if you're not talking about wearing a deadlift suit, if you're not talking about just gripping it with nothing but chalk on your hands. I don't give a what?
Rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. Sumo is cheating. When your range of motion is here to here and then back down, you could be pulling 1,500 pounds. You know what I say to that? I say that's bullshit. Sumo is the ultimate lifting cheating, and that is the bottom line because the T-Rex said so.
Hell yeah. Fuck those sumo lifters.
Fuck them.
Yeah, either blow your L4 and L5 out or nothing.
Yeah. Lift the weight like a real man.
Discs bulged or no lift. That's what I need. Wow, that was a great take. I didn't know you were going there. That's amazing.
It was the first thing that came to my mind, and it's something that I've just wanted to say in public for a long time.
That's been itching. That needed to come out.
And I needed to scratch that itch. I needed to let that demon out.
And that is the bottom line. Okay. Hot take. Okay, I've been in the fitness industry for a while too. Okay, I've been in a lot of different areas. I've coached teams. I've coached small group training. I've coached one-on-ones. I've coached athletes. I've coached general pop. I've coached Olympic lifters, and I've coached some CrossFitters.
Ew, but okay.
Ew is right, and I'm going to go down the line of the CrossFitters.
Oh boy.
Okay. As far as the movements of CrossFitting, I'm not inherently super mad at the actual movements. The reps and their set schemes, I think, are dumb. Separately, that is the bottom line, and that is what I say. But you cannot convince me otherwise that CrossFitting is not a pyramid or money scheme, because what's the common thing that happens in CrossFit with people?
Injuries.
They get hurt, right? What's the number one thing that's in every single CrossFit gym? There's a fucking PT that works there. You cannot convince me that these CrossFit gyms are hurting these people and they are referring them to their in-house PT, which then siphons the money within those four walls, back to back to back to back. That's how it is. That's the bottom line because the Buffalo said so. Okay?
So CrossFit is essentially a pyramid scheme.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's an injury pyramid scheme. They injure people.
An injury pyramid scheme.
They do these big recruitment drives and they get all these new people in there. Then they get hurt. Then they keep their people in there by they're doing their rehab in-house, and then they spit them right back into the fucking training that got them hurt in the first place for them to get hurt again and then go back to that PT, and they just sit there and then they cycle. It's a cult.
Evil fucking masterminds.
Yeah, it's a cult, and they're ripping money out from all of us, and that is the bottom line.
So you heard it from the Buffalo himself. Stop drinking the red Kool-Aid. Yeah. Stop lifting in CrossFit.
Yeah. I'll kick your fucking ass. I'll look in this camera too. I'll kick your fucking ass.
Oh, that's how you know he's serious.
I'm just kidding.
He's looking in the individual camera.
Yeah, I'm fat and we'll gas out. But all right, hell yeah. So we'll that'll be a real
hell yeah, brother.
If you have any takes for us that you would like to see our take on something,
absolutely.
Submit. I'm gonna work on it tonight and tomorrow, but we're gonna open up like Discords for people to join.
Ooh,
so they can go in there. We'll have like a community within the Discord, so you can also drop questions in there too. We'll be doing it on our socials as well, so we have more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we're definitely going to try to blow this up a little bit.
Yeah.
This is our first episode, so obviously we're still getting a feel for everything. But
totally.
we really genuinely do want to see this grow, and we want to grow a community with it. So definitely make sure to join so you can be a part of it.
Yeah, and I think it's a good opportunity because I'm glad that we had to do this episode first where we talk about our origin stories.
Yep.
We had to do it. But this is going to be an awesome opportunity for, me too, learning more about you, where hearing the sides of you that nobody ever talks about. Because if we look at the interviews of you, they're all the same fucking questions.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing over and over again. So let's we're gonna talk about shit that no one gets to talk about the T-Rex. Mm-hmm. And then the Buffaloes has some takes on it, and I'm gonna debate them, and we're gonna go back and forth.
Yeah, and if you disagree with me, I'm gonna chop you in your third chin.
We're gonna I'm gonna stone cold stunner my own chin. One of them. I had 8 slices of pizza for this podcast. But
he actually did. I watched him.
It was delicious. He ate all pizza himself. Don't fucking.
Yeah, I also did.
But moving on, we're gonna go into the Q&A. So we put up questions for pre. Podcast, so we're gonna pull those up and see what we got and see if we have anybody that wanted to ask the T-Rex and the Buffalo some questions. So,
okay, we got a couple of them here. What is one physical feature you would change about yourself?
One physical feature I would change about myself, probably my tits.
Yeah, you do have some pretty voluptuous tits.
I got nice tits.
You do have nice tits.
I do have nice legs, but if I
You have fat guy legs. That's kind of cheating. That's like abs on a skinny dude.
Come on.
Or big tits on a fat chick.
Don't say that. That's not fair. No, I have good legs. They're voluptuous. They're striated. They are definitely weathered from the pressure I've put them underneath their entire life.
They look perpetually swollen.
Maybe I would actually fix the walrus head on top of my kneecap. Maybe that would be... That was bad for a minute. Remember that? I dropped
that was bad. I thought you were going to lose a leg.
Bro, I dropped the... Okay, context. I dropped 315 from over my head straight to my quad.
Yeah, because you're a dumbass.
I am a dumbass. And I thought that I tore my quad off.
Yeah.
But thankfully I didn't. But it like split the quad muscle and it pushed all this tissue above my kneecap. And for the longest time, it looked like my kneecap was a beluga whale. And it was disgusting. And it would jiggle around. It was very disgusting to pitch people on training that I should coach them. And my leg
as you waddle away with your fucked up leg.
It literally looked like there was a water balloon above my knee. It's disgusting. But that's gotten better. I guess I would change that. Yeah. What about you?
I would get rid of this welt that I have on my forehead. Just because I have a tendency, for a little bit of context on my end, I lift very aggressively. I like the back slap, the yelling, the ammonias. One of the biggest things that I do very, very heavy lift is I'll grab a squat rack or I'll grab like a concrete wall or something, just a very hard surface, and I'll headbutt it really, really hard. And actually in July at Royal Albert Hall, I actually did that to the stone platform at Giants Live, and it busted my head open, and I bled all over my face and on the stones that I was trying to lift, which is why I had a very underwhelming stone run. But over the years of doing it, I've actually developed kind of like a perma-calcified bump, goose egg on my forehead. If I could get rid of anything, I'd probably want to get rid of that, to be honest. So
disgusting.
Yeah, it's absolutely gross.
Conehead inbound. All right, what else do we got?
What is a meat you'd love to try but you never have?
Like food meat?
Yeah, food meats.
Dog. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't tell me you were part Asian.
No, I'm not. What meat would I like to eat that I haven't had yet? I don't know. That's a... I guess probably some bird of some sort.
Some bird of some sort. You're lame.
I don't know. I don't want to say something
You don't even have an answer?
Actually, I've never eaten bear. I like try bear.
Bear's good.
Yeah, I like try bear.
Bear is good.
I love elk. Elk's delicious.
Elk's
Shout out
good.
Rogan. Yeah.
Elk's good too.
Talk about elk for the next hour.
Yeah. So we're turning into the Joe Rogan podcast now?
Yeah. Alpha Brain and elk. Probably bear. I've never actually had it, so that'd be my answer. Yeah.
I would say panda.
Oh my god! Why would you say that?
Because they're endangered.
Fair.
Yeah, dude, I feel like a panda fillet would taste that much better just because you know you're not allowed to have it.
To be honest, the only reason pandas are even still in existence is because
of us.
Yeah, it's because of humans.
Yeah, it's because of us.
They're I don't even know. They're hilarious, but if they were in the wild, that would definitely be my first choice to eat. Let's see.
What would you do with $10 billion tax-free? Would you still compete in strongman? I would.
You would?
I would.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever, at this point, lifting is just in my blood, so I don't think I'd ever stop.
I would still need that competitive outlet.
Yeah, I think I would definitely build a sick fucking weight room. I mean, and just buy everything that I wanted. I honestly would get a ranch. I'd really like a ranch one day, and just have my own piece of property.
Well, you know what I would do with $10 million is I would do something similar to what Brian Shaw did, where he is out kind of in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in Colorado, and he has that gigantic facility
sick.
With damn near every piece of training equipment you could possibly want. That's what I would get.
Yeah,
I would have a state-of-the-art training facility.
What would you outfit it with?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have a specific equipment that you...
I really like Arsenal.
Okay, yeah.
I really like Arsenal, and then obviously Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue's great.
And pretty much everything that Slater makes. Stones, logs, everything.
I like Sornex. Sornex is good.
Sornex is good.
They have a really long turnaround time. We tried to get Sornex once, and they were like, 9 months you can get this.
9 months?
It's like, dude, we're trying to open a weight room. Like,
good lord.
I would probably find some old, like, hammer strength stuff and, like, Nautilus stuff. That, like, the old school, like, 90s shit that just, like, overbuilt the shit. You could, like, drop a nuke on it and it would still work.
Yep.
I'd probably find some of that stuff, too. I'm also a car guy and, like, a nerd. So I'd probably buy some, like, sick nerd shit. Like, Warhammer or, like, more...
It's fair.
Like, racing simulation stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I would buy a full and complete T-Rex skeleton replica.
That would be crazy.
I'm legitimately talking, like 18...
Actual size.
Like 14 to 16 feet tall.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fitting, too.
Yeah.
That should be like the entrance to, like, your palace one day.
Oh, yeah. It would be right in the fucking main gate. Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So what lights the fire in you for Strongman?
I'm guessing it's more directed at you.
We'll both answer it.
Yeah.
What do you want out of Strongman? Why do you do this?
It's a challenge. It's something that it seems that I'm proficient at to start without really any background in it whatsoever. I like competing. I'll never stop competing. I feel, even though I am the heaviest I've been in a long, long time when it comes to, like, integrity of my joints, when it comes to overall strength, never been better. Like, my hips and my knees feel great unless I drop a barbell on it. My back feels good now that I stopped powerlifting and focus more on it. I don't do anything to be second, so I want to take it as far as I can, and if I can take it to professional level and compete on the stage that you're on, like, that's where I want to go, obviously. And as long as my body holds up to it, that's the goal. So the goal's to win, always. I don't want to come in second. So
damn straight. What motivates me and lights my fire is to be the absolute undisputed best in the entire world. I want to be on everybody's Mount Rushmore of strongman. Yeah, that's my goal. Yeah. The motivation behind that is I love what I do. I love the sport. I love the lifts and the events and traveling and everything about it. I want to be the absolute best. I want to be known as... I want to leave a legacy that cannot be denied. That's my biggest one. Yeah. I want someone to think of strongman. When you tell somebody to think about strongman, I want them to think about Brian Shaw, Zydrunas Savickas, Eddie Hall, Thor, Marius, everybody else that they're thinking of, and then Evan Singleton. Yeah. That's what I want.
That's badass.
I want to live forever through my legacy.
Yeah. I think for, like, as you could probably tell coaching is mostly what I do now. I always, and I think this should go for a lot of young coaches out there that don't do this, where if you're going to demand a lot out of your athletes, you better fucking kick your own ass. Like, you better train hard.
Practice what you preach.
Yeah. Like, so many coaches I see just, unless they're, like, chronically injured or something where they can't do something at that point in their life, but they're probably past their prime when they did what they did back in the day. But I'm in the point now where I need to create my resume where it'd be like, no, I've put myself through all this stuff. I've been in the trenches. I know where you're at. I'm not demanding something out of you that I've not done already. And I think a lot of young coaches miss that, where they put these people on things and they've never done it themselves. And so that's another reason why I want to compete at the highest level I can. I'd love to be a strongman coach full time one day. We'll see. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Keep chipping away.
Your favorite horror movies?
Oh God, I'm not a horror guy. I fucking hate it.
But you pussy.
If I had to pick one that I've watched, like, front to back, either the original Paranormal Activity, I thought was good.
Okay.
That scared me. And then Sinister.
Sinister?
That one scared me.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm not... Yeah.
Lame.
Dude, the scary part where, like, they're looking on that TV or the computer screen or whatever, and, like...
Oh, and then all of a sudden he's just running over a lawnmower or some shit. Yeah.
Like, the guy's head just pops into frame as, like, the funniest fucking thing ever, but... I've probably seen less than 5 horror movies in my entire life, so...
What in the hell?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I don't like you right now.
I just don't like it, man. Why? Okay, if I'm going to sit 2 hours to do something, why would I subject myself to being scared for those 2 hours?
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, I'm sensitive.
I'm a big fan of the Conjuring movies.
Okay.
I like all the Conjuring movies. I like the classics, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Child's Play. I never really got the hype behind Scream. I thought it was good. I thought the first Scream was a good movie.
Those were funny.
I thought the first Scream was a good movie.
Yeah.
But as far as like, this might be a hot take for another episode.
Bottom line.
Yeah, this might be another bottom line for another episode. But the Scream serial killer should not be as iconic as he is.
Okay.
I just don't get the hype behind him. It's a regular dude in a mask
with a big old knife.
With a big knife.
Yeah.
He's Mike Myers minus all the strength and powers.
Yeah, true.
And also he talks through a little voice changer, so that's annoying.
What?
But I like the classics. I like the Conjuring movies. I liked the first 2 or 3 Insidious movies.
I've seen Insidious. Okay,
yeah,
those are scary.
I like horror movies, man.
Yeah,
I like horror movies.
Of the Mecca, your classic like horror movie enemies. Like, who's your top?
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Just a fucking
Jason, because he's a monster.
Just a dog.
He's huge.
Chase your ass down.
He doesn't need one-liners or shit like that. Not to mention, like, I don't care. Out of the top 3, Freddy Krueger, Mike Myers, and Jason.
Yeah.
Jason has the most intimidating weapon. It's a giant machete.
And he just, like, walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I will argue that Jason's stalking theme song is scarier than Mike Myers. The piano, dun 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 dun. I would argue that the I would argue that's creepier.
That is.
I would argue that that's creepier.
That is creepy.
But yeah, I would say my number 1 serial killer horror movie villain would definitely be Jason.
Okay.
Jason's top tier killer.
What's it called? Is it The Haunting in Connecticut?
That was a good movie.
Maybe that was a good movie. Maybe that one's my up there.
That was a good movie.
Because
that was
actually
like legit.
Like 30 minutes from where I used to live in Connecticut.
That's creepy.
Kind of like
that's creepy.
Had to take that one.
What do we got here?
I thought, was there one favorite strongman lift? Was that one of them?
Favorite strongman, yeah.
Favorite strongman?
What is your favorite strongman lift?
Favorite strongman lift? I like the medley stuff. I'm a big fan of that. I think I can lean on my athletic background a little bit on that.
Yeah.
I would say log. I love log. It's just something about it. It's just iconic.
All right, see, I love log.
Yeah, I love the log. It's cool to be able to move your new Slater log. It's cool to be able to move a log that 90% of people, 99% of people in like a weight room like can't even pick it up off the ground. To be able to like load it and then throw it overhead is like pretty cool. And it's a giant fucking log. Like it's literally a tree. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. Basic, but yeah. But you?
I would say my favorite is probably the yoke. I like being able to pick up a ridiculous... Like, you tell somebody you're picking up 1,000 pounds and running with it, that always gets a reaction.
It's crazy.
So I love the yoke. I'm good at the yoke. Yeah. I also really like circus dumbbell.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is weird because I pride myself on... Well, I don't necessarily say I pride myself, but I'm more like known for being a brute force kind of strongman.
Yeah.
Not the most technically sound, but I'm one of the fucking strongest bastards on the planet.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the circus dumbbell is... I would debate and argue that it's the most technical overhead press of any of the strongman lifts, and it's my favorite.
I've never touched one. I've never done it.
It's real. It's. You might snap into it right away. Yeah. You might take forever to handle it, like to get a hang of it. But I don't know, man. I just love it. I can snap right back into I can if I wasn't injured and I hadn't touched a circus dumbbell in a year, I could hit a 300-pound dumbbell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right back into it.
That's fucking wild.
It's wild, right? Yeah. It's weird. Your favorite breakfast meal?
Oh man, favorite breakfast meal. I'm a traditionalist with breakfast. I mean, I just like more mass with my I just like make it the most bulbous and vascular breakfast. So like
describe that.
Okay, in a perfect world, I need like 8 eggs. Scrambled is fine. 8 over easy eggs can get gross. I don't know why that's gross, but it can. I would like probably half pound of bacon at least.
Okay.
I like a half pound of like sausage.
Okay.
I love corned beef hash. I want some corned beef hash.
Rumor has it that you eat sausage for the shape.
I do. I eat the long way.
Rumor confirmed.
I don't chew my sausage. I just inhale it.
To be fair, I've had dinner with you multiple times. You do inhale your food.
Yeah, I'm
fair,
I'm a horse. Toast. Gotta have like. Okay, big one. Okay, a little off. Waffle or pancake.
Say that again.
You like waffle or pancake?
If I'm given those 2 options, is it just plain?
However you take it.
Oh, chocolate chip pancake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Chocolate chip pancake over any kind of waffle.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Hot take.
100%. Yeah, not really.
That's a hot take.
You're a fucking hot take.
Thank you.
My favorite breakfast is actually the breakfast that I eat currently.
Okay.
My wife makes it too, so big props to her.
Yeah.
I have a steak and eggs every morning with a side of oatmeal. I have a steak and 4 or 5 eggs every morning.
What kind of steak is it?
It's a sirloin.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, get them from Costco. Buy in bulk, brother.
That's true.
Yeah. So I have a sirloin steak and 4 or 5 eggs every morning with a side of oatmeal that she puts Splenda, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and then 5 strawberries in.
Wow. Specific.
It's so good.
Okay.
It is so good. And honestly, I've been eating it for a while, like every day in a row. Have not gotten tired of it yet.
What about a cheat meal?
A cheat meal? I'm a pizza guy.
You're a pizza guy.
I'm a pizza guy. I've always been a pizza guy. I always will be.
All right.
Like, honorable mentions are fried chicken and cheeseburgers. Bacon cheeseburgers.
Classic. Mine changed my cheat meals. Recently, it's been a double chicken pub sub, or double chicken bacon ranch pub sub. So double chicken, double bacon. They had to hollow out the bread to like fit it on there. It's gotten so bad now where I walk into a Publix and the guy sees me, he sighs, and then goes and gets the chicken. He knows
it's the sigh for
He's just like,
it's the sigh.
He goes and gets it, and it's unbelievable watching them construct it. I had them weigh it last time, 2.9 pound sandwich. Disgusting.
You are so obese.
Disgusting.
Oh my god.
I get like.
How are you not breaking my chair right now?
I'm sweating, but you can't. Yeah.
All right. We'll finish off with this question. What is a strongman inspiration for you, athlete-wise? Who is your favorite strongman?
Oh, man.
Who? Let me rephrase that. What strongman inspires you the most? There we go.
Strongman.
Okay. Specifically
strongman. I almost said one name that just like piss you off, but I didn't.
I will fuck you. Are within range. I will hit you with my good arm.
I mean, the easy answer is Shaw, but
yeah.
To be honest, I mean most of my like inspirational lifters are not strongmen. So
like who?
So like Chuck Vogelpohl from Westside Barbell. You don't know who Chuck is? Chuck Vogelpohl.
I loosely know who Chuck is.
Absolute dog.
I don't have any of his bio info memorized.
More so like mentality, because like
that's the guy who threw a plate at somebody for being in a squat rack on Monday, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He was the guy who wore like the flame hat and shit. And like, quick story about Chuck, and I could be butchering this, but he and Dave Tate, who is now the owner of Elite FTS, they're training at Westside Barbell, and Chuck had just had like a neck surgery or something crazy, back surgery, something nuts. And they were doing a dynamic day of squats, which is like sub-maximal weight, like 50%, no more. And they were doing triples. And Dave thought it would be a good opportunity. Chuck was known for being the guy who couldn't beat in the gym. So Chuck is really more like my mentality inspiration. When it comes to like lifts, like I stay in my lane. I want my lifts to be the best. I can care about other people. I don't really care about other people's lifts. Mm-hmm. But Chuck, was doing his thing and they're lifting and they were supposed to do like 10 sets of 3. And Dave decided he was going to, without saying anything, like challenge Chuck to a squat off. So he just kept doing triples and Chuck kept matching. And they kept going back and forth. Dave was trying to get Chuck to break. And Chuck, like 2 weeks post-surgery, still keeping up with him. He never quit the entire time. And Dave finally was like, dude, when are you fucking done? And Chuck just said, I'll be done when I'm one more done than you. Like when he finishes one more set.
Hell yeah. I love that.
And Dave will say it. He's like, he knew in that moment, I will be here all day. I'm going to call it. And Dave called it and Chuck won. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, like Chuck's probably my like biggest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Inspiration. But what about you?
When it comes to strongman, I have a couple.
Okay.
Brian Shaw for the Prestige.
Yeah.
Just the way that he carries himself as a champion, but not only that, his resume, just the amount of things that he has won is just wild and awesome. He's the kind of champion that you would aspire to be like.
Yeah, definitely.
John Paul Sigmarsson for his showmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah, big inspiration to me there, especially as somebody who prides himself in being an entertainer.
Yeah.
Right? Eddie Hall for his, I would say, influence and business savvy. I mean, Eddie Hall has won one World's Strongest Man and then retired. He got 2 world records, the axle overhead and the deadlift, obviously, and then retired from strongman. He went for the log but didn't get it, but ultimately he retired after that run.
Yeah.
Right? Arguably the best, I would argue anyway, the most business savvy marketed strongman in history.
Killed it.
In history.
Yeah.
Everybody in Europe knows the name Eddie Hall.
Oh, yeah.
A majority of people in America know who Eddie Hall is.
Yeah.
There are other strongmen who have way more accolades than him that are not even remotely close to as well known as him.
Yeah.
And then I would say Bill Kazmaier for mindset and intensity.
Yeah. Bill was the guy that yelled at people, right? And was he the one that was like, I will bring Will Strong?
Nope, that was Phil Pfister.
Okay. Yeah. I love that video. That video of him. I will bring it back to the United States. I will keep coming. Did he ever win?
Yeah.
Oh,
he ended up winning. He won the year after he said that.
Okay. Yeah. What a dog.
Yep.
Good answer. Sweet. All right. Well.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much good for the first episode.
Yeah, I'm super curious to hear about feedback. We live on feedback. We want to get better. We want.
But if you're mean, we're gonna reverse.
Yeah.
Like track you down and find out where you live and probably mail dog shit to your house.
Yeah, and I'll RKO you.
RKO.
I will slither up behind you and I'll RKO you. We want your feedback, but only good feedback. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
But this is something we want to do. We want this to be a recurring thing. We're super excited about doing it. So I guess to bring this to a close, we wanted to shout out some people,
of course,
for the first episode. So first is BS Vestal Videos, the guy who's like brought in Brandon, who brought all this stuff in here for us too. And
he's been my Arsenal gun room. Literally a recording studio.
I feel like you hear this in every fucking podcast, but like we couldn't have done. We would not have filmed this.
No, this wouldn't have happened without him. Absolutely not. We would have done on our phones with like $20 microphones that we're just holding like this the whole time. Yeah.
And we are beyond grateful for his time and staying late with us.
Oh God, he is so patient, especially since we kind of went like an hour over time.
We are super grateful. He's the man. If you haven't seen his recent documentary, you should. It's
absolutely.
Awesome.
It just won an award, didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Super stud. Jim 5 and Adam,
of course,
can't thank you guys.
None of this would be even have been fathomed.
Yeah, we wouldn't even still be.
I would have moved.
So that's unbelievable. Do you want to say your website and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. So my website is live and I have all of my merch available. I have a lot of really exciting merch dropping very soon too, including a Strongest Man on Earth, Evan the T-Rex Singleton themed shirt. I will be having my T-Rex 65 football jersey available on there as well. And I also have a t-shirt replicating my back tattoo, covering with a T-Rex skull, 2 AR rifles, a bullet belt, and the classic saying in Latin, heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's all going to be available on the website, as long as my No Longer Extinct shirt. All proceeds are definitely appreciated, because right now we've made mention briefly to it in the podcast. I am going over a pec tendon reattachment surgery recovery right now. Kind of unable to work my regular job as well as do strongman, so any purchases obviously comes to me, and it would really be much appreciated for the support. So TRXKingdom.com.
Yeah, and the shirts add minimum 10% Bilberity.
I have had nothing but good reports back from people buying the shirts.
Good stuff.
Their strength has gone up at least 5%.
Yeah, you become way more bulbous and vascular, and you get stronger. And you look good.
Yeah,
it's great. I mean, win.
It's good looking stuff.
Yeah. Segue into it. Buffalo Strength, or Coach Buffalo Strength's my Instagram. Appreciate the follow. I do in-person training, online programming as well, for all athletes in sports, mostly general population, but I'm starting to dip my hands more into athletic side of things again. I used to do that a lot, but we're getting back into it now that I'm competing again. So that's been super fun. And then the last thing to plug is just our dual training.
Our dual training, me and him have combined forces, and with both of our experiences and our knowledges over the years of being in strength sports and really just the fitness and gym atmosphere for with both of us combined, 35 years, give or take? Yeah, it's really a lot when you hear it like that. But world-class level athlete, somebody with amazing amount of experience with all different levels of athletes, ranging from all different ages. We have combined forces, and we are now doing team group training here in Nashville at Gym 5. We have 5 people per session, 3 to 4 times a week, and we only have 14 spots left. One of those got snatched up the day that we announced it, so you want to make sure that you want to reach out to us at either of our Instagrams. You just got his. Mine is Evan_T-Rex_Strongman. Make sure to message us on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere to get involved with this. And if you're interested in this, make sure to reach out to us because these spots will go very fast.
They will. And if I'm going to announce this too. Evan doesn't even know about this. But what the plan is now is with the in-person stuff, if you don't live in Nashville, okay, and you would like to be a part of the training that we are doing, I'm going to put all of our training that we're doing in person into an online program so you can follow it along at your own home gym and space.
Interesting.
So there's no excuses to not train like a T-Rex to be a buffalo. Okay, so that's the end of it. Primal Perspectives, episode 1 in the back pocket. Now we're on episode 2. We'll be back, and we hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment. Like it, subscribe it, all the shit.
Subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, until the next one. You're so fucking lame.